You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
What's up, punters and dribblers? Welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. Home of unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Monday, we're in. We're here.
We're in on a Monday.
On a Monday. Shocking.
Shocking stuff. But obviously, we've set, a 9-year tone, Tom.
Yep.
A 9-year tone where Mondays...
Not a single Monday missed.
Not a single Monday missed. It used to be Monday evening. Then it was Monday morning, 7 a.m. stuff for a long time, 6:30.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
Yeah, he's fucking counting.
Now it's got a bit later, but that's good.
Well, who's
and
counting?
The start today is one off the back of a great morning. Just a fucking...
Great morning of sport.
Just a great morning of sport.
Yeah. Even if you don't like golf, it's not hard to understand the context of what's going on and just being able to the final moments of golf are enjoyable just the same as any other fucking sport.
Well, it's also a human story, Tom.
Well, it is a human story. Triumph, trials, tribulations, ups, downs.
Yeah.
10-year droughts.
11. Adversity.
11-year droughts.
14-year sort of journey, I think, for Rory McIlroy. He had a 4-shot lead in 2011. Shit the bed in an almighty fashion, Tom. I think he shot 80.
Looked like he was shitting the bed again today.
Today was... as listening to some of the commentary in the post match, post game, post tournament, people were saying it's the most bipolar round of golf they've ever seen.
He started off with a double bogey.
The most thrilling round of golf they've ever seen. The biggest afternoon at the Masters since Tiger won his Tiger Slam in 2001. Just narrative out the arse, Tom. Shit that gets me fucking beyond toey. I can't tell you how toey I was for this morning.
Oh, no, it was good stuff. I was stepping in for the incomparable Mitchell Pearce on the 6th and 7th podcast this morning with Todd Carney. And I think what I demonstrated is that I am a professional first, and I had the ability to have me notes while me and Toddy were getting into it, breaking down all things rugby league.
That's impressive. I wouldn't have been able
whilst my phone was also on. But I hid the phone from Todd.
Did you have
an earpiece in? No, because that would have fucked me up. Too many voices. I had my iPad, which was getting a workout, and then I had the old phone just sitting there, and I just
love it.
And then I'm like, fuck off, Rory's behind.
Mate, he was behind on the second hole when he doubled.
No, but I'm talking late in the day. Rose came back, and I'm like, you're fucking kidding me,
mate. It was insane. Doubles the first, then has a shocker on the second, pars it though, but then DeChambeau birdies the second, so he's winning. And you're like, it's happening all over again.
Yeah, Bryson I thought was going to be doing more. I did throw some on Bryson yesterday when I knew they were going to be paired together.
Particularly off the back, was it the US Open last year?
Yeah.
And you thought this is going to happen again. Ends up what? 1 under for the first 9.
I feel like
thought he'd rallied.
A lot of Rory, the whole live to a PGA thing has done Rory no favours in terms of public perception. I don't know if people didn't like him before then.
He's still liked.
I know he's still liked.
But he was laughed at.
The thing is that he became a bit of a fucking Magoo joke during the whole live thing. People shitting on him.
Yes.
And then he came out and was like, "Oh, I'll go to live." He sort of had some flip-floppy thing where
because I think he was a mouthpiece, right?
Yes.
For the PGA, and then they fucked him over royally by buying live, and he was like, "Well, fuck you."
Yes. But so I was with friends yesterday, and one of them, shout out to Jerry, was like, I fucking hate Rory. I want him to lose. I want him to lose. And I was like, I don't really know. I just feel bad for a man that's yipped out for that long. I'm like, dude, I kind of want you to win it now.
You always know. If you're unsure of how you feel, you'll know pretty quick.
Yes.
Final round Masters, who you're barracking for.
Yes.
I was Team Rory all the way today,
Same.
baby. All the way. For 2 main reasons. One is that the man has yipped out for 11 years. And 2, the 6th man to win a career Grand Slam.
First European.
The first since Tiger in 2000. And before that was Jack Nicklaus 47
What
years
hasn't
ago.
Scotty Scheffler won?
Scotty Scheffler has only won 2 Masters. He hasn't won any
Is
other
that
majors.
all?
Yeah.
God, it just feels like he's won everything, that fucker.
He's won a lot of tournaments and he's won the Olympics. 2 green jackets, no other
Has
majors.
Rory won the Olympics?
No.
Okay. Tiger?
Wasn't played
played
when he was in his prime.
Yeah, prime.
But isn't that wild? The second guy since Jack Nicklaus,
but also
47 years ago.
Yeah, that is actually insane. But also, when he had that like 3 foot, maybe 4 foot, I don't know how much it was on that, but within regulation tournament play, and he just fucked it. To push it to a playoff, you're like, oh, bruh, this would be such a fucked way to lose it.
And he'd come back. He kept coming back through the round. So he double bogeyed the first. Then on the 13th, he lays up, par 5, has like an 80-metre chip and fucking duffs it into the water. They said it went 30 yards right of where he was aiming. Like, duffs it royally.
Mental.
Then he comes back, hits one of the best shots ever on 15. You see that one, the big whip, the big high.
No, that might have been when I was talking about a rugby league team.
Right, okay. Which was insane. Has an eagle putt, misses it, makes birdie. Then 16 was okay. Then 17, he hits a fucking unbelievable shot, makes birdie, and then bogeys the 18th.
What about the playoff hole shot, to the approach to the green?
Unbelievable.
That was fucking...
But like, he was so disadvantaged because he hit a mad drive on 18, then he duffs another chip into the bunker, then doesn't hit it close enough, misses the putt, and then he has to watch Justin Rose, who's been warming up on the range, crunch a drive, which he then follows, and then Justin Rose hits a good approach shot, and he bests it.
That's what I was like.
I don't know how you do that.
But it's almost like hitting second in that scenario, being Rory, would be fucked.
It would have been. I cannot believe that he won that. The playoff hole was set up for his pure, unadulterated misery.
Yes.
That's what it was set up for.
And that's what made that shot so
horny. Hit it to 2 feet, bro.
Well, just it rolled back so nice.
Exactly. It ended up 2 feet. But driver crunches it and then has to shake off. So his drive was 2 feet better than his one on 18. So it was basically the same shot. One he'd fucked, one he hits the 2 feet.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It was set up for Rory misery. And if he had have duffed it today, he would just be like a perennial loser that's also a winner who's a Hall of Famer, but
still a loser.
But still a big loser.
Yeah.
At least the back half of your career.
But also
in the majors.
just in the way that you would be unfairly in the internet age. In the meme culture internet age, you're just you're a choker.
Yeah. Like he was saying, like when they were asking him in the press conferences during the week, he's like, I just turn my phone off, look at my phone, nothing to do with my phone. He's just watching kids movies with his kid. I'm like, that would be helpful having a child just to completely.
Well, after he fucked the 18th to go to a playoff, he just walked straight off and just went and gave his kid a hug. I'm like,
which you need to.
You would have to do that.
Yeah.
You would be furious.
Yes.
You would be so fucking angry.
And the crowd has gone whisper silent.
Yeah.
Even the commentators didn't speak. They're like, everyone's choking.
Yeah. No one.
God, it was brutal, but it wasn't. But
it was. It was brutal. It was brutal for a hot second there. My God, was it brutal? And then you saw all the emotion come out as soon as he won. He was doing a very good job of just holding that. It's just all beneath the surface. Just the human emotion running.
Mate,
through
I
your
was
body.
thinking about it. I was like, what are you saying to yourself after you duffed that chip on 13? He had a 3-stroke lead.
I know.
Bang, even, because then Justin Rose makes a putt on 16. They're even, bang, like that.
Yeah.
And you can see the scoreboard. What are you saying to yourself?
It'd be hard to watch the scoreboard. I'd be like, just let me know if I don't want to look at the scoreboard, but like after a double bogey, you're probably going to want to know where you're at.
I think you definitely need to know where you're at.
But just have someone tell you. Like keep the scoreboard away from my vision, but just someone, maybe your caddy just comes and like gives you updates.
Mate, it would be impossible not to look. I'd be just going,
it would be fucking hard. It would be hard. Anyway, well done.
Well done. But that's what golf can offer.
Yeah.
Just high drama.
Oh, fuck yeah. There's some big rugby league news coming out that we'll have Uncle Reedy on to break or to yarn about it at the very least. But before we get into anything to rugby league, there is some sort of weekendy stuff I want to get into, Ed. Most notably, I think, that being of Tommy Tobler's sponsored influencer weekend. Some things we won't be able to touch on just for moral.
Some things we won't touch on.
Because we're moral guys.
Well,
We're stand-up guys.
Well, I think I was going to say stand-up.
But Tobler, I would like to know how you went with the deliverables at Sydney FC. You were posting some photos of you looking very cool in your sunnies.
Yeah, you like that?
Very cool in your sunnies. You've come in here deathly hungover.
Yeah, fuck. Huge weekend. Very big weekend. The soccer was so much fun on Saturday. It was sick. Shout out to Emily who sorted it all out for us.
Oh, yeah? Who else are we shouting out? Any other brand partners or anything?
Not yet, but open it more. So reach out.
Well, who sent you?
Under Armour,
All right,
of course.
so then you shout out Under Armour.
Yeah,
don't you?
shout out Under Armour.
Well, you didn't shout out.
Jesus Christ, I'm trying to tee you up here.
Shout
to
out,
your
to
sponsors,
Emily
you
and
fucking
shout out
idiot.
Under Armour. No, it was fucking sick. She took us down into the change rooms before the game. Got to go out on the pitch as like the players ran out onto the field. It was sick. Saw Ryan Grant. He was there.
Did you say good day?
Yeah, said good day to him. He like as he was going into the change room.
Did he recognise her?
Yeah, came over to like shake my hand and stuff.
Oh, the great Tommy Tobler.
Wow.
The great Tommy
Just
Tobler.
Imposter syndrome through the roof. It was
You?
and then we went up to the
You burnt
Chairman's
your spot.
Lounge, which was sick. Free food, free piss. Watched the game. It was 2-2 draw, unfortunately. The boys.
You saw some goals, mate.
Yeah, saw lots of goals. And then
What'd you eat up there?
in Paddington. They had like a taco bar, like a pulled pork serve yourself taco bar
That's naughty.
at the Chairman's Lounge, which was really nice.
Chairman's Lounge.
Chairman's.
Look at this kid. Look where he's come from, mate.
Ryan Grant's saying good days down the belly of the beast, sitting in the
Shout
change
out
room.
Under Armour.
Shouting out Under Armour. He's up in the Chairman's Lounge eating pulled pork tacos.
Pulled
Tom.
pork tacos.
Sonny's on.
I know.
And then Baddie Patrol in full force post the game.
Then
which
he's
is
off to Paddo, just
full Baddie
running it
Patrol.
up.
Yeah. Calls in the Baddie Patrollers and they all get to fucking Paddo just to go and rip.
Nice, lad.
Yeah, you got
Were
it.
you going to thank your dads or what?
For what?
I don't know.
Yeah, wow.
You tell me.
Thank you.
I mean, like, I guess we could have just kept D or Dave, you know, like we could
I
have.
think thanks for platforming me
Sorry,
and getting me the
of course.
opportunity
we could just
to
fucking-
be in the Chairman's Lounge.
Yeah, no,
Do you
no,
reckon
that's
you'd be in
cool.
the Chairman's Lounge eating fucking pulled pork tacos without your dads, mate?
With a fucking
Absolutely
jersey with your
not.
name
Get
on
it
it.
together.
Thank you for giving me a voice and a platform
Get
to be
it
able to
together.
eat
That's tough,
tacos
dude.
and
Wow.
drink piss at the footy. Thank you, boys.
Wow.
Thank you, dads.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm a bit slow
What
this morning.
for?
Bit slow
What
this morning,
for?
as we
Thank
alluded
you.
to.
Just this fucking ingrate. I'm going to have to bloody... We might
No,
have to
I'm
get on the
super-
blower
I'm very
at Under
grateful.
Armour and Sydney FC and just be like, can we have him barred from the...
We'll keep talking about you for free if you bar that.
yeah. We'll give you free plugs on the podcast. You never talk to Tobler again.
Yeah.
No, thank you, boys.
Then you'll see where your bread's buttered, son.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
those thank yous come back.
Thank you. But yeah, it was fun. And then,
Oh, yeah.
good night
Did you
out
sleep in on
Paddington.
Sunday? Big sleep in or?
Yeah, it was a big sleep.
Oh, that's
no,
good, mate.
nice.
That's good, yeah.
Comfy bed?
Yeah, very.
Nice.
Very.
Good. I want to... So you missed this last... Was it Friday? I can't remember. I think it was Friday. We were in here.
I thought you were up there.
Well, as I was coming through to leave.
Oh,
didn't
you
see
went down
much-
here, bro.
No.
didn't see
I
much
was
of
coming
Tommy.
through, just passing through, mate. And we were discussing, because obviously Tobler's Baddie Patrol has actually started to take on a life of its own. Like, I think he's been getting DM'd out the arse of single blokes who want to join the Baddie Patrol. And they want to go out and
Nice.
chase baddies.
That's great.
But Tobler's algorithm has started to become almost like incel, you know. That's not fair. That's how I think Cody maybe described it last week. But Baddie Patrol algorithm, like his phone has heard that he's single and he's trying to pick up chicks. And he
So
doesn't know how.
what does one get served?
So
if you're trying to pick up
he was
chicks?
telling us, and I'm going to get Tobler to explain it, but like visually how when you are, say, talking to a woman, the way to move your eyes to try and lure them in.
It
like
was-
game stuff.
Not dissimilar. It was a seduction technique called the triangle method.
Oh my God.
On TikTok, it was like best ways to seduce women. Like, started appearing on my feed and shit.
Of course
was
it
this-
does. That's because that's what you've been looking up.
No,
What are we talking about? Oh,
I
they heard me.
have
They
not
heard
been
me.
looking up seduction techniques for sure, but
Well, you're hovering on videos that
I
lead
did
to
watch
that,
the
mate.
video. It was pretty funny. It's so like when you're talking to a chick or anyone that you're trying to seduce effectively, you look at their right eye, and then as you're talking, then you look at their left eye. Then you look down at their mouth, and then back up to one of
So
their
right eye,
eyes.
left eye, mouth.
Right eye, left eye, mouth, back up to eyes. And it's meant to, I don't know, fucking
What?
seduce them.
Make them wet.
According to this TikTok, it is. And then, so on Friday, I went to the cafe across the road.
Did you do it?
He tried it with the
was just
barista at the cafe.
I was like, fuck it, let's give this thing a crack. The girl at the cafe was taking my order, and so I was like, all right, I'll look at your right eye, and then looked at her left eye, and then she looked down at the counter, and I was like, she looked back up, and I was like, fuck. Do I have to start from the beginning, or do I now
let's see this kid trying to do some weird fucking
She
rotation.
probably looked down because you were fucking being a weirdo.
Yeah, just staring
Why
at
is
her
the
eyes.
guy from across the road eye fucking the shit out of me in my mouth and my eye? Like, what is this guy doing?
He's like,
So yeah, safe
You
to
wet?
say,
you wet yet? You wet yet?
Fucking hell, Tobler.
Oh,
Listen, Tobler's incel algorithm is...
yeah, it's tough.
Was there another video?
So hang on. It didn't work, did it?
Well, I mean, no. Obviously it did. Well, did you use
She
it on
didn't
the...
ask
on-
my number or anything straight away.
Did you
so,
use
like,
it on Saturday night?
not. No, I didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
Was there another video? Was that
The
only...
other one, yeah, it was, or it's in the comments of this same video. It was
that you were reading?
If you're
comments.
like out at a bar or something, you give girls, what do you call it, the Kubrick stare.
Oh, yeah, bro. This one was
This
fucked
one's
up.
actually pretty cruel.
Kubrick stare.
Yeah, from
So
like
Stanley
Clockwork Orange or some
Kubrick,
shit.
Oh, is that an
director,
actual movie?
he
horror film.
I haven't seen
in
it.
all these movies like The Shining, Clockwork Orange, etc. There's always a scene where an actor's like looking down like this and like staring
Kubrick stare.
like that down the barrel of the camera.
Oh my
And
god.
there were all these comments like, yeah, just do the Kubrick stare and like stare at them at the bar, and
Dude,
then they'll
fucking
come and talk
cook
to you and
shit.
stuff. And I was like, that's actually
God,
pretty
that's
fucked up
edge.
because that's creepy.
I think the best tip for anyone who's in the baddie patrol, or at least looking to, and like, how do you, is to don't do any of those things.
Yeah, leave your Kubrick at home.
Leave your Kubrick
Yes.
and your Tobler's weird fucking
The
eye
triangle
vortex fucking thing that he clearly has been looking up. Don't do any of that.
no.
Just be a normal human being.
Yep.
Speak to the opposite sex and
Yes.
see where you
All
go.
the same sex, depending on
Or the
your,
same sex, of course.
you know, the way you want to do it.
However, whichever way you want to fillet your fish.
That's it.
But old Tobler, eh?
Good on you, mate. I'm proud of you, Tobler.
Thanks, mate.
Now we just got to get Wirramoo out there. Wirramoo.
When are you joining Baddie Patrol, son?
I need to brush up on my TikTok stuff first.
Yeah, shut up. You were out there. Well, are you coming to the races on the weekend?
Oh.
There you go. Now listen, there might be a lot of men there.
Well, there will be, but there'll be women in the vicinity.
Yes.
You know, there'll be
Single
women at the
ladies, if you're
races.
coming to the races on the weekend, tickets sales
fast.
close. Well, they're selling fast, but you won't be able to get tickets after Wednesday to our race day this Saturday, April 19th, Randwick Race Course, Trackside, members, 4 Pines, Hello Sport. Ticket price includes beer and food all day. We will be there. Wirramoo will be there if you are single and looking to get Kubricked. Punters and Dribblers, we are brought to you by our good friends at 4 Pines Japanese Lager, and it's worth reminding you that the tickets for the Dribblers Day Out, 4 Pines Hello Sport, the tickets close on Wednesday. Last chance up until Wednesday to get tickets. Huge day this Saturday, 19th of April,
They're
at
all-
the races.
Listen, they might sell out before that, so move quickly if you want to come and rip and tear with your mates Tom and Eddie and punters and dribblers en masse.
Yeah.
Members, trackside, ripping and tearing, food all day, piss all day, and you get a fedora. Punters and dribblers fedora. Like, what am I missing here?
Yeah.
What am I missing here? What's the weather doing this weekend? I bet you it's fucking glorious, punters and dribblers. I bet you it's absolutely sublime. Get it up. What do you reckon? Saturday, fucking top of 27, sun emoji. Get that up, yeah. What are
come
we
on.
talking about?
Come on!
Whip 'em home with us!
Eddie, I've got some sad news that I didn't want to start the podcast with. You want to start it on that sort of a tone, but now that we've had a bit of levity, I would like to bring the mood down a bit. And I have it on good authority, and by good I mean a dribbler in the DMs, that some cunt hit the fucking jackpot at the Newmarket yesterday.
The grand
Brent
jackpot
the Grandy, 51K.
at the Newie yesterday. Not been a great week for you and I. In that it was, but
Mate, you know what?
in terms of I won so many bets on the weekend, and it's not about my betting, but we did lose one bet on Thursday night, which has annoyed me, and now the Grandy goes.
Yeah, the Grandy goes down. Thursday night was actually shocking for me and Seb as well. The Grandy goes down at the Newmarket. Now, does that mean you can never win it again at the Newmarket? Surely not, right?
Well, I just think that it would be statistically rarer for it to go at the Newmarket. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
the grand jackpot would go off It's not just at the at the Newmarket.
No, I know.
It's all around.
Yes. So then maybe
Are those machines just linked to Newmarket, or are they linked to
State.
other pubs? That's something I don't actually know.
No.
I don't think so, but like I'll look into it. I think like the machine is
vibing
individual
right
to the
now.
venue.
Toby's vibing. He's got no idea.
Just look it up.
Just look it up, cunt.
And someone's screaming at their bloody radio going, mate.
Yeah, bloody wireless.
Come on, mate.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate.
Well, that's all right, Tom. We'll just let it build back up.
Yeah.
Before we...
Or we just go, sweet, now it's just any pubs are... Now it's like, wait, look out, any pub. We're coming.
Well, I think that's always been the case. It's just the Newmarket's around the corner and it's easy.
Yeah, it's way easier. It's convenient.
It's convenient. Very convenient.
It's very convenient.
Tis very convenient.
It's very convenient, darling. Did you do anything on the weekend? There's nothing too crazy to report, eh?
Mate, went down to the Highlands.
Oh, yeah?
In the end, yep. Which was good. Nice and relaxing. Flopped about. It was just a lovely, relaxed
Cold?
time. No, but wasn't hot.
I'm
necessarily.
fucking tongue.
Like it wasn't cold. It's not cold like we wanted. You know?
Like wearing hoodies, not necessary.
I'm not loving it, but
No.
I'm just putting up with it
I'm
because I'm
putting up with
making
it.
a statement about this time of year.
Get
it is
colder.
April and get colder,
Get
and I'm
fucking
just going to
colder.
keep my jumper on till it does.
Get colder.
But mate, I had a lovely weekend. Very relaxed, family time, R&R, rest and relaxation.
Yeah.
Looked after my body.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, mate. Ate well, drank well.
Yeah, sure.
I watched The Hangover last night. One of the funniest fucking movies.
Yeah, it's
I'm just dropping that in there. If you haven't watched The Hangover for like 5 years, which was me, throw it back into the rotation.
I don't
in.
even know if this is controversial, and it's probably not controversial, but I think it's funny, but like I don't think it holds a candle to Wedding Crashers.
Not saying it does. I'm saying I went back and watched it, and I laughed out loud probably 15 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch that.
Which is good enough for me, baby. And in a world where they don't really make funny movies anymore, it's nice
to laugh again.
to laugh again.
Yeah.
It's nice to laugh again.
Yeah. Did you drive up today?
This morning,
This morning. Look at you.
early morning,
How's Sook's travel?
up in a like a gem.
Yep.
Like a gem. She likes the vibrations of the road, mate.
Yeah.
She's just out
Yeah.
like a light, like a rugby league light.
We like that.
We love that.
Yep.
Just whack the dummy, even if she gets a bit, bang, back to sleep, sweetheart. K's to go.
Yeah. Back to sleep, sweetheart.
She goes, yeah, Dad.
Sweet.
That's it. No, she's an angel on the roads, mate. Good
Love
kid.
that. Good kid?
Good kid.
Oh, good kid. Good
Good
style
kid.
of a kid.
Good style. Just a good style of a kid.
Yep. Like
Nice
that.
and relaxed.
Yeah.
Loves her naps like her old man.
Yeah.
We love that.
Can I ask you another question? And this is more personal.
Mm.
How fucking rock solid's my hair looking at the moment?
I was going to say something.
Look at the size of this fucker. I
was
woke
gonna-
up this morning, I went, I don't know, I've done nothing to it, but she's on.
I was wondering what that was. I was wondering if you'd had some work done to it.
No work done, dude. This is what growing it out does. Because I've been a shaved boy for a couple. I've been,
Looks
fucking,
a bit like Suki's.
well,
No, she wishes. That's outrageous.
just a quarter
Jeez, you
glimpse
got
of
good
myself.
length.
Just a quarter glimpse of myself. Fuck, the hair's on. Like, we're follically gifted, you know?
You just leave it? Like, have you tended to it?
I woke up. I swear to God,
What do you do when you have a shower? What's your method?
I dry it.
You just dry it? How do you dry it?
Towel.
Like this? Then what do you do afterwards?
Leave it.
You don't do anything? You
No.
don't brush it?
No, brush it.
You don't put the fingers through it?
Well, it's just whatever.
So you do something to it.
Well, I can't not touch it.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. That's what I'm saying. But that's
Yeah,
what
but like-
that's where we're getting
but
to.
I'm not- no, but
I know
like-
what your routine is,
I'm not in front of the mirror being like,
So what do you do to it?
I just go like that.
Show me what you do to it.
Yeah, that.
Okay, there we go. Wasn't hard, was it?
Well,
For you to admit what you do to it?
You're trying. It sounded like you're wondering what my routine was. There's no routine. It's just run your hands through it after it's dry.
That's a routine.
And then you wake up in the morning and it's fucking glowing.
It looks like you've had work done to it.
I know. It looks like I've had fucking Bowie jammed into it.
Yeah, it's plump.
Yeah, it's plump as fuck, much like my face. Now,
Just on the pokies quickly, some of them are linked, like your Dragon Link machines. Like that's all contributing to one big grand jackpot, but other machines are just
We're talking
individual.
Dragon Link here,
Yeah,
so
we
they
are.
are all.
So they
So
are.
there you
The
go.
Dragon Links. Yeah.
linked. Thursday night, live stream, Hello Sports Studios.
Sorry I couldn't be there with you, mate.
No, listen, mate, that's fine.
Dad life, you know.
Dad life. Well, people are in the comments how quickly Edward's finding out about dad life, and ain't that the tooth?
Don't get it.
It's a joke from one of the kids' books where a pig, the pug loses his tooth, but then he learns about not being a little cunt, and now he's like fucking recovering. So he got hit in the face with a bowling ball, and it's ain't that the tooth, because he's learnt.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. That came from in me. Eddie's finding out what it's about to be a dad.
Yep.
Missed out on the stream, late scratching.
Very late.
With myself and Sebo, but that's
Very
all
late
right.
scratching.
Sebo and I just.
But lucky we've got Sebo. Shout out to Sebo.
Shout out to Sebo.
He probably doesn't listen to us, but that's okay. We appreciate him coming off the bench.
Oh shit, yeah, we do. And
a lot of bench work recently by Sebo.
Shitloads of bench work, but also, it's fast becoming a very expensive exercise doing streams with Sebo. In that we can't pick a bet.
See, if I was there, I feel like we would have gone a lot better.
Maybe we rushed it. To be honest, it was a bit rushed on Thursday.
Also, you ran into a stinker of sorts.
Well,
I
don't know if it was a
what
stinker.
What am I about stinker? It was stinker from the Panthers' perspective.
Well, which is where all our bets were. We didn't fucking.
That's sort of what I'm saying. The game wasn't a stinker, but the Panthers have become so smelly. 16th, 1 win, 5 losses.
Yeah.
You've run into a stinker from a gambling perspective.
And it was like, there's just surely no way the Panthers lose 5 on the trot. Incorrect. That's exactly what they do. They are now done. I don't care what anyone says. They are done. And that's great. Good run. Like, I'm not shitting on them for being done. They've had a generational run. It just is what it is now. They're not just, not able to score points. They are also shit in defence. Their defence sucks.
That's mainly what it is.
Yeah.
That's mainly what it is. Their edges are getting absolutely pounded to within an inch of their rugby league lives. They are so leaky now. And you could tell from the first, 3 minutes when they just sliced and diced on the edge and went straight through. Hammer scores. Like, oh, okay. That's what's happening.
Holy shit. Breaking news. Can we please get Reedy on the phone?
Yeah.
What is it?
We would like to announce that Lachlan Galvin will not be with the club beyond 2026. Get Cody over here right now. Cody. Fucking hell, dude.
That's what happened. You've been too high horsey lately, mate.
Wow. Get him on the Tobler line. Or Willies. Go Willies.
You've been strutting around.
Holy shit, dude.
Good to be back on just for this. Mate, what a day. I don't really have much to say. I feel like I said this in the office a couple months ago that I always felt like this was going to happen, but I am calm.
You're such a liar.
What are you talking
thought
about?
you were going to keep him.
No, I didn't.
You did. Fucking liar,
okay.
mate.
There's receipts, so. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Latu season, I guess.
So what's the issue? Is it money?
We got offered $5 million, so.
So the Tigers offered him a 5-year, $5 million.
We also offered him I believe my understanding of it is, and I could be wrong here, but my understanding of it is we have the cap space for that contract to be upgraded for next year. So that was also part of the appeal. I guess I don't know. I don't really know why he wants to leave. I guess he wants to go back to Para.
Well, is it Para? Because, why would you go there?
Why would you want to go there?
They stink right now. Your team's doing well. Have you got Reedy?
I'm calling him now.
They stink.
Does he not like Benji?
Don't know.
We got you there, Reedy?
Hey, how are you?
Holy shit. Galvin leaving the Tigers? I thought it was just that he was, exploring his options.
Well, the Tigers have declared him gone.
Is that a bit reactionary on their part, or is it?
No, I think they were told he doesn't want to be there.
So he just hates the Tigers that much.
I don't know if he hates the Tigers. I just don't think he currently is happy with. He's obviously mate, it's clear he's not happy because if you were happy, you'd take the. Look, it never got to the stage of an offer, right? Because at the meeting last Thursday, when Richo sat down with Isaac Moses, his agent, and they spoke, Isaac made it very clear, don't even make us an offer. It's not about money. So the Tigers had this $5 million plus. It was $5 million plus, right? It's $1 million a year plus an upgrade for next year. You're probably talking more like $5.5 million offer, right? So they've got this $5.5 million offer ready to go, ready to say, this is what we got for you. It never even got to that point.
Don't even make us an offer.
don't even make us an offer. We don't want to be here.
And what can you speculate, or have you heard as to why that's the case?
Speculate for us, Reedy.
I've got the guys. Loves a bit of speculation.
I feel like you swallowed something before. That's what I think.
Why does he want to leave?
Well, I don't think he thinks maybe he's learning as much as he potentially could do. I don't think he thinks he's developing as a footballer as much as he thinks he should be. I think Dave Riccio did a story a little while ago, actually, where who I worked with at Tally was a comment piece, analysis piece, saying that, this is Benji's greatest challenge. Benji needs to convince Lachlan Galvin to stay. And obviously, if you look at it from that perspective, then Benji hasn't been convincing enough where Lachlan Galvin's concerned. So I think there's a myriad of issues. It's not just one thing.
But Benji seems like, you did not your words directly, but if I'm interpreting it the way that I think, he's obviously he's not a huge fan of Benji to whatever degree that is in terms of his football development.
Well, I'd say it's not that, you shouldn't put it solely on Benji because, he's not the only coach there, and they've got guys who look after the attack and defence and all that sort of stuff. But I think he thinks, or his camp potentially think, he's not developing as much as he should be, or he's not learning as much as he should be.
Do you think that's a reasonable position given how well he's playing and the fact that the Tigers look like a fucking finals team this year? Like, do you think that's a reasonable characterisation of his development?
Well, I think he's obviously an outstanding footballer. As he kicked on from last year, mate, he was really good last year. To be fair, in a struggling team, I would have thought maybe. I don't think he's necessarily playing as well this year. I'm not saying he's playing poorly, but I think the standard he set for himself last year, you would think he would have taken another leap forward after that. And I'm not sure the potential he has this year. But
he's also got more quality players around him, though, right? So maybe it's not all on him.
Yeah, it's not. He's got to share the load a little bit, right? Because Jerome Luai's there, who's probably demanding a bit of football as well, obviously, and as he deserves to. So, look, it's pretty. Look, it's not a money issue. That's clear, right? So, if a guy was happy and pleased with how his career was going, and you had the potential to earn the amount of money he could earn, you would stay.
Do you think it's also potentially that he wants to be the man, and you're not the man behind Luai?
No, I don't think so. That's a bit. I think that would. If we're saying that suggests there's ego involved in this, and I don't think there's ego involved in this. I don't think Lachie, the Lachie Galvin I know and have met, is not an egotistical kid. Right? He's just a kid who wants to become a really elite footballer, and cares about his development. And I think the people around him care about it as well. So, I think this is more an issue where he potentially thinks he can grow as a footballer more elsewhere.
Jesus.
Jeez, they can't get out of their way, the poor old Tigers.
I know.
It's the Tedesco situation all over again.
I just want to read the statement quickly here just because we didn't get to it. We'd like to announce that Lachlan Galvin will not be with the club beyond the 2026 season. So he'll be playing next year.
Well, they're saying at the moment there's no way he'll be let go next year.
Right. Sorry, I thought.
But that stuff. This happens, right? Clubs say, and sometimes clubs dig in their heels and don't let people go. But sometimes, if there's an opportunity to benefit out of it, they could potentially get a player from another club.
Yeah.
Just say he goes to let's hypothetically throw up a club, shall we? Let's say he goes to the Bulldogs, right? Maybe the Bulldogs, maybe the Tigers. It's completely hypothetical, but we know Gus has spoken lavishly about him, so it's a pretty informed hypothetical.
Yeah.
But just say he was to go to the Bulldogs, for example.
Yep.
There's a potential there that maybe they could go to the Bulldogs and say, look, if you want him now, we want, I don't know, pick a player, Satili Tupanua, for example, or someone like that from you guys. So that door is always open. And Shane Richardson, the Tigers CEO, very savvy operator. Right, and he won't mind digging in his heels if he has to. He'll do that quite happily. But if Richo's a smart guy, right, if he can see the opportunity for the club to benefit out of it, because the thing is, it doesn't make sense to let him go from a cap perspective because he's not on much money next year. He's only on about $350,000, I think. So if you let him go, you've got to replace that with a minimum wage player. You might save yourself $200,000. So it doesn't make a lot of sense financially to let him go next year. It makes sense if you can let him go and get a player, and they have a lot of cap room, right? So they could fit in a really elite player if they wanted to, then it makes sense if you can use that cap room and that roster spot to get a player from another club.
Yeah, right. Now, just the next bit of this statement here, despite the club having the largest contract offer for a junior in the history of the club on the table, Lachlan and his management have decided his future lies elsewhere and we're not willing to review the offer. Part of that sounds like bitter. Like, do you reckon they're pissed off about this and the way this has gone? To not even have, like you're just outright saying no?
Oh, I think they'd be filthy.
And embarrassed.
Because...
Yeah.
Well, it's a little bit embarrassing, isn't it? Because
It's a lot embarrassing.
Because you're offering a bloke for over $5 million, and he's basically said, I don't even want to hear what you're offering me. And you've made it clear publicly, or at least privately, and then publicly through a lot of us in the media, have been saying for a while now he's going to get a 5-year deal worth about $5 million. That Galvin obviously has a whiff, and his agent has a whiff of what he's going to get offered. So to then turn around and go, don't even bother. We don't want to see it. We don't want to hear of it. We're not interested. That's a little slap in the face, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a shock to the system.
You're basically saying I have such little belief in your club, in our chances of success, and your ability to make me even marginally better. Keep your offer in your pocket.
Don't even. It's like
Don't
it's like
even
if you got.
bother.
Well, it's like if you got dumped and you're like, listen, is there anything I can do to try and win you back, baby? And she's like, fucking not a chance.
But what's the
I've
harm?
moved on.
What's the harm in saying, yeah, make us an offer? Just so I can
because
see. What's the harm?
Well, because I think they're going regardless. So why give the Tigers false hope? Why turn around to the Tigers and go, make us an offer, we'll probably leave, but we want to see. But no, and the other thing is, what this does is it makes it very clear it's not about money. This is not a money decision. Because if you're saying, don't even bother with the offer, don't even offer me $5 million, that says this isn't about money. This is about other things. I mean, wherever he ends up, let's be honest, he's going to earn a lot of money, right? Because he's a really good footballer.
Yes.
And just say, hypothetically, he ends up at, say, the Bulldogs, for example.
You're loving this fucking hypothetical here, Reedy.
Just say that hypothetically happens. They'll find money to pay him a lot of money. They'll find the money to pay him a lot of money.
Yes.
Because at the end of 2026, for example, they've got some big names coming on contract. Most clubs do. I mean, I think the other clubs you've got to look at, Parramatta, Mitchell Moses, they need a six, Dylan Brown's leaving.
What about the
There's some
Roosters?
obvious clubs. The Roosters, although Lachie's agent and the Roosters don't deal with each other, so that's a bit of a hurdle there.
Do you reckon they'd ever, because you imagine a Walker-Galvin halves combination is like, Walker's only 22. Like, that could be a generational pairing. Like, do you reckon how sour is that relationship with the Roosters between Moses and the Supremo Politis? Like, is it completely fucked?
It's pretty sour, yeah. It's pretty bitter and twisted.
But doesn't Isaac Moses look after Suoliti?
That's why they hate each other.
Yes.
Because of that reason.
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
the root cause of their issues. But Nick's Uncle Nick's a smart guy, right? I mean, if it means he lands Lachie Galvin, partners in with Sam Walker, they find a way around it. I'm sure they'd smoke the peace pipe if it meant he got Lachlan Galvin down the track.
Oh, you'd have a big old peace pipe.
You'd pull the fucking
But it'd be one of the great peace pipes of all time. I'll chop.
It would be, yeah.
peace bong.
Yeah, peace bomb.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens now. And look, I mean, sometimes these things find a way of working themselves out. So whilst now they're saying, no, we're not interested in your offer, if the Tigers go on and win the next 8 games and they're in the top 4 come finals time, maybe Lachie Galvin's developed and enjoy himself enough that maybe he says, "Is that that offer you made me? Any chance is still on the table?" I'm not completely ruling it out because I think, it's whilst at the moment it's highly unlikely. It's rugby league. Funny things happen.
So, it's a funny game, rugby league. Phil Gould says
it's
that.
It's a very funny game, man.
Yeah, it feels.
Oh, the Bulldogs again. Oh, there you go.
So, Bulldogs, if you had to hypothetically put your nuts on the line, Reedy, and say where he's going, you'd hypothetically say where?
I'd say that I'd have the Dogs 1.
Yep.
I'd have Parramatta 2. And then 3, I haven't even given a thought to.
What about Manly?
What would
I know we obviously turn everything back to Manly, but just
you do,
we haven't signed Fogarty yet. And
we don't need 2 sixes.
Well, no, we don't. I'm just putting it out there, though. He's young.
Yeah. Well, they're another club who'd be, I'm sure, will take a look. There's no doubt. I mean, I'm sure they'll take a look at it because, they've got the Daly Chair Evans money. A lot of that would get used on Fogarty, but,
Manly they'd do something like that. They'd sign 2 sixes.
Yeah.
Just go, there you go.
Yeah.
What does
They
that
would
mean
just make it work.
hypothetically, if the Bulldogs signed Galvin, hypothetically, what would that mean for DCE, hypothetically?
But also for Burton, who's their 6.
He's more of a centre, though, I reckon.
Yeah, well, Burton could play centre, but you could even try Burton as a halfback, really. I mean, I think the DCE thing, I'm thinking still more likely to go to the Roosters. I would think that if they had the opportunity to sign Lachlan Galvin down the track and signing DCE cost them Galvin, then they're likely to go with Galvin, in my view, the Dogs. So, and I don't know if you remember, Phil Gould spoke lovingly and what's the word I'm looking for?
Lavishly.
Glowingly about Lachlan Galvin not so many weeks ago. Basically said that kid's going to win a lot of comps. You've got to build a football club around him.
Phil touches himself every time Lachie Galvin's name comes up.
There's always a method behind Gus's madness, right?
Yes.
So that just fuels the suspicions.
Okay.
There you go. Good stuff.
Listen, I mean, I'm sure there's not a whole heap more goss. Is there any other goss coming out? I mean, how much, can I ask you this question? We're talking about touching yourself. When news breaks of Spencer Leniu and Jonathan Thurston getting into it, journos across the country must have been undoing the flies.
Oh, that's nirvana, journalistic nirvana.
It's a belt loosener.
And then it just continues today. It's just about run its course now.
Yeah.
Unless Spencer goes another Instagram tirade.
Yes.
We can always hope. But no, that's journalistic gold, baby.
That got you through the weekend nicely.
Well, sadly, I wasn't working, so I didn't get the clicks. But if I was shattered. It ruined my weekend, actually. But that was, if you're in our business, that's nirvana.
And as things are slowly being released, is there any? So there were multiple videos that came off the back of that. Was there were they held back and dropped timely so that you can go, all right, let's milk this initial little bit here where it's just that we hear about the story. Then it's like, oh, now there's a photo of the altercation. Now we've actually got video of the altercation on field. Oh shit, now there's video of them in the tunnel. Like, is that a slowly orchestrated drip just to pound it out for a weekend?
No, because I think there's a race between the publications to get it up as quickly as you can because you don't want to be second. So I think that stuff was basically released as the media got their hands on it.
Okay. Would you ever send that to someone that can read lips or read? What's the word when you can read?
Lip read.
Lip read. Like lip a lip reader. Would you ever send that to a lip reader to get them to run an eye over it?
The English newspapers do that stuff, don't they? They love doing that. They get a lip reader. Never thought about it. It's intriguing, though. It's an intriguing idea.
Ready, you should. That's a way for you to get a hold of the story.
Ahead. Go on, mate. I got the best lip reader in the country. They reckon that fucking Spencer said this. Jonathan said that.
Yeah. The angles, they're a bit distant. I reckon it's a challenge for a lip reader because there was a bit...
you haven't asked, though, mate.
You've got to ask.
I haven't asked, you're right.
You can ask, mate. You can ask these questions.
Yeah, you're right. If you don't ask, you don't get, right?
That's right.
So, but intriguing idea. I might give that. I might let the editors know at the paper.
Yeah, you let them know.
What they think about that idea.
Listen,
because I think we all want to know what Spencer.
Exactly, and just
we know
credit for Hello
right?
Sport. He called him a fuckwit.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
He got fuckwit out. He called him a fuckwit. Yeah. I love the way it was explained where he's coming off the field angry. The crowd's giving him shit. And he's like, oh, fuck you fuckwits. And then he sees Thurston and it just immediately clicks. And he's like, you know what? You're a fuckwit as well. It's just like, oh. All right, Reedy.
No. All right, boys.
Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Hey, good.
Uncle Reedy, gossip guys session.
Good stuff. Good for the soul.
Good for the soul.
All right. I just want to hear, because he's had some time to think.
Yeah,
Cody,
can
you give me your final thoughts, feelings, opinions?
This is huge.
But I want you to be emotional. I want you to be able to spin your soul a bit.
Don't be like an emo who's like, I saw this comment already.
Yeah, don't try to be cool, mate. Just be vulnerable.
Be honest.
Yeah, it's tough. I think, and unfortunately, again, not to drag you guys into it, but the timing of it is bad. Like, it won't bode well for the rest of our season. I think, Tom, you and Reedy both wrapped it up well in different points. He's playing next to Luai and Benji's his coach. So they're two pretty good halves to learn off, in my opinion. I don't think the appeal there, which is still a bit why I'm like, I don't understand it. Yeah. But dissimilar to the Tedesco saga, the club is in a far better position than we were 10 years ago. And we've got Latu Fine who's sitting there, and we've got Shane Richardson at the helm. So I think it's not all doom and gloom.
No, the fact you've got Latu there is pretty fucking heavy.
Yeah, it helps. And there's a lot of Tigers fans who are kind of in the belief that and other people, even before Galvin and Latu were playing first grade, that Latu was as good as Lachie.
Oh, okay. So now we're in the Galvin's overrated, is he?
Absolutely
Thank
not.
fuck, we're getting rid of Galvin.
Absolutely not. But yeah, and I think Reedy said it as well. Like, I think I'd be surprised if he's at the Tigers next year. I think the Tigers will try and offload him early and get a player.
It's a long time to be like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Don't even offer me money. Like, to have all of next season as well.
Yeah.
But makes perfect sense that if you're not going to get something for it, then you stay and put, lad.
Yeah.
Oh, you're staying put, lad.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been going on for a while, though, even since all this like blew up last year and he almost left
It
and then
feels,
he stayed.
This feels like anti-Benji rhetoric.
But
to
also,
me.
of course it does. But also the Tigers, I don't know if the Tigers have had a single win this year that hasn't been directly followed by something breaking scandalous on a Monday.
Well, it's like Rory McIlroy's round, you know, glory followed by fuck-ups.
Yeah.
But unlike Rory, I think there's just misery here.
Yeah. At least you've got Luai. But what does it say for like...
What's his deal, though? Can he leave
he can
after
fuck
next
off.
year?
Yeah, he can. Maybe. Is there a chance?
Could you imagine if you lost Galvin and Luai in after 26?
That'd be huge. But what about the fact that you guys now do the claw, which is really Magoo and lame? Do you reckon he just knows that? He's like what is he, a Gen X or Gen Y, Gen Z? And he's like, lame.
Well, I'm Gen Z. I think Lockie'd be under that.
You think that he thinks it's lame?
No, I don't know. Mate, I don't know. How do I answer that?
Well, is the claw lame or not?
No, I think it's fucking sick, dude.
That's such a lie.
I love the claw. Dude,
Do you
I
do
claw
the
all the time. I
Dude,
claw.
come do it.
Come over here and do the claw.
Come do it.
Do you want to do a
in front of
claw?
the
Wait,
Yeah.
can I say one more thing
Yeah.
before we go?
Yeah, sure.
Before you do the claw, yeah.
Before I do the claw. His best mate, or one of his good mates who he's come through the grades with, Talon De Silva, only last week came out and said, I'm happy behind Appy. I love this club. I believe in what we're doing here, essentially. So that is kind of giving me... That is why I'm not completely and utterly disgraceful about this.
I mean, Talon just wants to play first grade, and of course you're going to be happy behind Appy Coruscant.
So you're happy. Your silver lining in all of this is that Talon De Silva said he's happy to play behind Appy.
I think...
And that makes you feel better.
No.
And that's no knock on Talon De Silva. It's just more that I'm just trying to work out what's making you happy out of this situation.
No,
Is
I'm
that
just...
a rookie number 9 is happy to play behind a 3-time premiership winning Origin
Playing.
playing
Maybe got
hooker.
a shield, can't remember.
Look, I suppose my point is he's in the same position as Lachie and he's like keen to stay. So I just don't, I don't know.
I don't know if anyone's offering Talon De Silva $1 million a season just yet.
I'm so glad that we stayed around for that final Talon De Silva point. It just puts the whole Tigers system into...
Wait, can I just say one more thing? Talon De Silva.
Talon De Silva. Heard of him? No. Okay. You haven't? Right. Well, he's pretty good. And he's young.
Look,
and he
I'm
wants
just-
to stay at the club.
Because, yeah, he's happy
Even
to
though he's
play.
not playing first grade.
Yeah, no, he wants. Well, the opposite to that story would be that he was unhappy. He thinks he's better than Happy Coruscant. So
Yeah. Breaking news. Talon De Silva stoked to get a top 30 contract.
yeah, with the Tigers, happy to stay. Doesn't want to rock the boat.
Hey, I thought that seemed pretty relevant.
Well, because he likes the club.
Well, he's just in the same position.
No, is he getting offered?
not
is
in
he-
the same
Has he
position.
been offered $5.5 million over 5 years?
He's not a starting 6 who they think is going to be a generational talent, and he's getting offered $1 million a year.
Sure, not in that sense. I just mean that they've come through together and like...
Yeah, no, well, they're both men who play.
So
rugby
basically,
league.
so okay, essentially, you're excited that one person has come out saying they like playing for the Tigers.
Sure.
All right, come out here and you got to give us a big claw now after that, and you got to really mean it.
Yeah, you're gonna mean it.
You got to come here and mean it. I can't mean it. You got to mean it,
Got to
dude.
mean it.
You have
Yeah,
to
you
mean
have
it.
to mean it.
No, you get down. Can they see him?
Can we see him?
Yeah, get down a bit, Totes.
No. Come on, go. No, you got to scream.
Got to scream! Scream! Oh my god! Oh my god! That was pathetic. That Taruva can play,
Yeah, he can.
and that
play.
Stafford Tower.
The Tigers were good. That's the problem. The Tigers, Terrell May, everything's been looking good.
Yeah,
I
it's
was
been
like
looking
happy
good.
for them.
Yeah.
And they just can't.
We may
catch
as
a
well
break.
go to that game.
Yeah, of
20
course
to 4. Stafford Tower, elite. He's
He's
mate.
made
At one point, they gave him a crash ball close to the line before he scored his first try. So maybe it was like the 20th minute. There was 4 or 5 blokes to stop him. He is strong as an ox.
Yeah.
Fuck, he's strong.
Yeah.
And Taruva just will not stop scoring. He'd have to be close to the leading try scorer, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think it's Arthur's at the moment. but I may be wrong.
He'd be sniffing around Taru.
The Knights, it was
their
most
attack.
how disgusting.
Their
the Knights
attack
are.
is so rank.
Yeah.
Taruva's one try off.
There you go. The rankest attack out of the Knights. Like, they've fallen off a rugby league cliff, and I'm eyeballing my bet for them to get the spoon going. Shit, they keep playing like this,
Yeah.
and they won't be worlds away.
Well,
bro.
you are in a particularly rich vein of form right now from
I
just
am.
a general tipping
No, I'm in a
perspective,
really,
so,
really nice reign of reign of form.
vein
Fine.
of form. Yeah.
Mate, awful. Absolutely awful.
Tough.
It's
Tough for
like
the
Group
Knights.
11 attack out of the Knights at the moment.
No, it is. And listen, they got injuries, but you're like, if all you have is Kalen Ponga, that's just not going to.
That's all they've got.
No, I know.
That's
it.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, well, let's
And obviously, Bradman Best can play the game.
they
But
can play, but it's like
their
Bradman's
halves,
doing
their
his
halves
goddamn.
aren't up to it.
No.
That's just, it is what it is.
Todd Carney, heard of him, 6s and 7s.
I have. Dalian medals?
Yes, he thinks that he thinks Cogger needs to get dropped and either Hastings or Gamble brought back in.
What's happening with Jackson Hastings? Like,
They want to get rid of him because he's on more money than they want to pay him, I believe. But again, I'm not sure.
I always feel like he plays reasonably well when he's picked.
Reasonably, yeah, sure. I don't. Yeah, I mean, listen, it can't be worse than fucking 4 points. They've scored 46 points in 6 rounds of football. They can't fucking. Their attack stinks.
Well, they scored in the 79th minute here to score 1 try, 4 points, and the week before they got beaten, they got held to nil. Basically, call it 2 weeks held to nil.
Holy shit! They only scored that in the 79th minute. Might shock you. I didn't watch this game.
So essentially, they've gone 160 minutes without scoring a try. Essentially.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Anyway, too bad for the Tigers, too bad, so sad. Penrith are fucked, we already did that. Dolphins look okay, but I don't know if that's a false economy because the Panthers are shit
No,
now.
but the Panthers' edges are just so heinous. I don't understand how that can happen. Because all these players that are playing for them now have come through the system, and I just thought the defence was like what you would train for every other day. Even if you're not in the start on side, like you're in the squad, you're just training those systems constantly.
We should ask a professional rugby league player.
I don't understand
Is
how
it
you
easier to
that
get your defence right than your attack as a team? I would have thought it was, but that's again.
But if you've come up in a system surrounded by like this, their system for the last 5 years has been the best defence in the comp, or there or thereabouts, top 2 at least. How do the next year, in the space of what 3 months, you go to basically the worst in the comp?
second last they are,
But
and
not
they're
even-
leaking
but-
30 points a game.
Basically when you come back from Vegas, the wheels just fall completely off. I don't get it.
Off.
Very strange.
Yeah, it is very strange, but
I'm sort of loving it.
oh no, I'm happy now. I'm over. I would have been over another
Dude, if the
fucking year.
Panthers want to get, but the problem is the Storm look unbelievable.
They do. They look so good, dude.
When
They
are
look
we
ridiculous.
going to wake up and not have the Storm good?
I don't know.
Is that ever going to happen? Ever?
I don't know. They're always good. They've only missed the finals once, and that was when they were stripped of points. In Craig Bellamy's reign.
I do like to think that when Bellamy retires, they'll be shit.
No, they will, because obviously he's the key. He's the only the only constant over that entire fucking...
Like when Wayne Bennett leaves, shit. When Alex Ferguson left Man United, dog shit now. It's got to be the same, doesn't it?
Punters and dribblers, we have got a big old pot coming up again this weekend for our good friends at Ned's.
A hot pot.
It's a hot pot. It's a Dribblers Day Out pot. Your friends Tom and Eddie, courtesy of Ned's. There will be a pot that is open for you to get in. Now, the standard criteria applies. $20 buy-in, and then your friends Tom and Eddie will be deciding what to bet on at the races this Saturday.
We got our eye into not last weekend, weekend before. So this weekend promises to be fruitful. I would have thought.
Well, listen, we can't promise to be fruitful, but we promise to be better.
No, I promise to tell you that the vibes are fruitful.
Fruitful vibes. We'll see how we go.
Correct.
Pot's going to be open. Keep an eye on it. If you aren't in the Neds, if you don't have a Neds app and you aren't in the About Even group, you won't be able to join.
Then you're
the
a
pot.
loser.
Well, that's the only place you're going to be able to find it.
So
you know, come on.
What's
Gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. I won't be doing every game.
can we not do the Dragons and the Titans?
Damn it, dude. That's what I wanted to talk
Can we
about.
not do that game?
Cole Flanagan looking good. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I've always been a huge fan of Shane Flanagan. He's just got him
Yes.
playing rugby league.
Yeah. Well, he's got them playing rugby league, but he's got Kyle playing rugby league. No one is going to be able to get you to play rugby league better than your dad, or at least no one's going to know how to talk to you.
Well,
Kyle's been spoken to by Robbo, a bit Roosters-y, a bit like he felt like he was unfairly treated there. Bulldogs, he wasn't great. With Dad on board, Dad can fucking, I believe in you. I'll tell you when you're shit, but you're not going to get just unnecessarily fucking dropped.
Well, he's come from his sack, mate.
Literally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, shot out of his penis.
He's shot out of his cock.
And onto the field.
Yeah, so he's going to get the best out of his boy.
Yeah.
Because he got the best out of him in the race for life.
He knew how to get him. He knew how to prime him for life.
He beat 1 billion.
Yeah.
Billion other stayers in that race.
Yeah.
Got the job done, so he knows what's required.
Yeah, he knows how he goes, I've got this guy up and about for life.
Yeah.
What's harder, getting someone up and about for life or a couple of games of rugby league?
Seriously.
So, I mean,
seriously.
Dragons
If you can get him up for life to be born, you can get him up to play a couple of games of rugby league against the Titans.
yeah, you can get him to fucking run some shape at the Titans,
What are we talking about?
hit Tuapolotu out the back.
You've only got one opponent. Race for life, billions, Tom.
Yeah.
Billions of opponents.
Billions.
So
Happy to see him. Well, it makes sense when we put it in that context.
you've got to contextualise, and that's what rugby league's about, and that's what made Wayne Bennett such a master operator, man manager, Tom, is he provides adequate context.
Yeah.
Oh, you're worried about this game? Don't be.
Yeah, well, I mean, and then, Eddie, I think you look at the last four straight premiership winners in the Penrith Panthers. Coach and seed.
Yes. There is something to it, Tom.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Coach and seed.
Coach and seed. Broncos, what do you make, Tom, of Cooper Cronk's comments?
Oh, well, that they were a little too jovial in the sheds.
Just a pinch. Have you seen the footage?
No.
Very relaxed.
Could you find them being jovial in the sheds, please? Maybe
I
it's on
don't-
like a Fox League Twitter or something. I don't know.
Now, listen,
Fox Sports.
I haven't played first grade, but we've had big moments,
Yep.
you know? And we're not joking around. We're serious, mate. You know what I mean?
Well, smiles are for those that aren't ready for the big moments.
Smiles are for the weak.
Yes. Smiles are for the weak. Smiles are for the unprepared.
And if you've got the second most capped player in the history of the NRL in Cooper Cronk, who spots complacency, Tom, he spots jovialness.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Who cares?
Joviality, jovialness. I don't know.
He saw 3 footballers in particular taking the piss out of the opposition.
And what were they doing exactly?
Having a laugh.
A bit of a chuckle, were they?
Having a chuckle.
Bit of a Paul Rahihi.
A bit of a Paul. I believe it was Jesse Arthurs. Now you've got me thinking, was it Jordan
Stags,
Stags?
Shibasaki.
Okay. 3 players in particular have been called out by Cooper Cronk for lacking the right intensity for a game of first grade, Tom.
Right.
So might have had a bit of second grade about it, but certainly not right for a big fixture, Suncorp, where you're playing a side that has had the wood over you at the venue. Tom.
Yeah, well, while Tobler finds that footage, and I'm sure he will, quick shout out to the Scots boys for the Roosters getting it done there. Billy Smith ×2, Angus Crichton, just putting the school on their back, the College of Knowledge.
That's straight out of the College of Knowledge.
And also Hugo Savala at 7. There are like 50 Scots guys in that team. It's like half the fucking side. Billy, Crichton, Savala, Siwa Wong, Blake Steep, and maybe someone else.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And shout out to you and I for seeing rugby league value.
Oh, yeah. $5 for the Roosters to win.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm going to drop myself.
I can't work the Roosters out.
No, I can't either. Listen,
There's a lot of teams in the rugby league right now in the NRL I can't work out.
Eddie, I'm glad you said it. I'm finding at the moment.
Like, obviously I can because I'm super tapped.
No, you are tapped, but you're being humble as you're there's no point resting on your laurels.
Yeah.
You've got to acknowledge that the rugby league this season is fucking all over the shop.
The Roosters had a really strong performance against the Broncos, who were a little complacent, but still, they're at home.
Well, they were giggling.
The Roosters have been shocking. Like last week against the Rabbitohs, they were shithouse.
Yeah.
They were shithouse against the Warriors. They were shithouse against
whoever else.
whoever.
The Broncos, the first time they played. I think the Broncos fucked them up.
They
50
did.
on them.
They did. I don't like that you play the same team so close together.
No, well, in the paper they were saying they might turn humbly to AI to solve the scheduling issues.
Do you like it?
The scheduling?
Like playing teams back
No,
to back
dude.
closely?
We've got to play the Sharks again in a couple of fucking weeks.
Oh, yeah, that game.
You found it yet, Tobler?
Not the video. I found a photo of it.
Get the photo
You
up.
been to
the
Fox Sports
sheds.
News?
Yeah, I've been looking there.
Get the photo up, mate.
Fox League Twitter?
Yeah, I'm looking on Twitter now.
Look at that.
Holy fuck, look at how much fun they're having there, dude. That is concerning for me. That is concerning. Now, is it that someone's made a prank? You know, what do we think's got him laughing? So Shibasaki has a smile on his face. Tony Staggs is doing the Kubrick stare. He might be trying to pick someone up.
Yep.
Maybe they're laughing at Tommy Tobler.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe they watched a hilarious Hello Sport video before the game. I don't know.
Who's that? Who's the third one? I don't know that third Bronco, and I apologise to you, sir. But this has got to be one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my life, if I can be completely honest. This is so fucking stupid. I know Cooper Cronk.
No, but no.
Second
they're
most high.
they're not taking it seriously.
I know that, and I know Cooper Cronk, second most capped player, most capped halfback in the history of the game. He knows more than I do, but like that sounds like the biggest load of hot cock I've ever heard in my life. Unless there's a video that I need to see that completely changes the context of what I'm seeing. This just seems like a couple of people smiling at each other. It's got a lot of Dean Ritchie about it.
I loved this. This was the best thing I read Saturday morning.
Yeah.
On my iPad. Loved my new iPad.
Yeah.
I scrolled to the article using my stylus,
Oh, of course you
and
did.
I couldn't get enough of it. I'm like, this is such good content. Couple of smiles in the sheds. Nah, you've lost.
To be honest, when you have Spencer Leniu doing his best to promote the game of rugby league as he was, why even waste your time with an article like this? Spencer Leniu has just called the great Jonathan Thurston a fuckwit post-game.
Yep.
Told him, he said, fuck off. Can we get the quotes? I think he called him lad at one point. Like, this is Spencer back in Western Sydney ready to fucking take your TNs, bro.
Spencer not happy with...
Imagine if Spencer fucking pushed JT over and took his RMs.
Dude, could you imagine if he rolled him?
If he rolled him?
Could you imagine if he rolled him and took his $600 boots straight off his
Feet and took him back to the sheds like, yeah, be
Got
real,
these.
lad. Be real.
Wow. Spencer Leniu, a scary man.
Terrifying.
Who was barking at JT.
He had the fucking crazy eyes on him.
Great fucking oath he did. Over comments JT made 18 months ago.
Well, listen, the problem I feel with this whole situation, Spencer, you did call Ezra Mam a monkey, which is not play on. I believe he argued he didn't know that it was racial. Whatever. You did it. You've been suspended. That just is what it is. Now, JT came out and he said at the time it should be 12 weeks.
Not
And
8.
Not 8. Suspension. Whatever. Then I believe he was on a podcast, Marley and Me, with Marley Silver, shout out to her, at the end of last year. Don't know exactly what Thurston said on there, but Spence felt like it was being brought up again. And he was upset that Thurston wasn't more vocal in his criticism of Ezra Mam, who you may remember, I believe, allegedly, was found guilty of driving under the influence of drugs, crashed in an Uber, fucking injured people. And he only got suspended for 2 weeks more, I believe.
I think he got 9 weeks.
So 1 week more, which we've said it before, but I will say it again, is fucking disgracefully low.
Yep.
For what?
I think
Should have been a year.
I think a year.
Should have been a year.
Would have been play on.
But what Spencer doesn't realise is that these are two different situations.
Well,
they're not the same
they're not
thing.
linked.
They're not linked.
I know he thinks that they are, but they're not.
I said, lad, I don't care that you hate me for what I did, but don't come up to me asking me questions like we're all good. Don't be two-faced. Hate me, lad. Sweet with that. But don't be fake. I hate fake people.
He's knocked him back for a couple of interviews already and didn't want another one.
I don't think that's the case. I don't think Thurston would be coming up to interview him.
Apparently that's what it was.
But they said here that fucking... I can understand...
Apparently he's asked him a couple of times and he's been like, no.
I can understand if he doesn't want to chat with Thurston. I think that's reasonable. It's like, listen, dude.
Get someone else to do it.
Get someone else to do it. Get Danica. Get Wall. Get Lachie.
Danica can do a job.
Danica's fantastic. She's best in class.
Yep.
But
Problem solved.
to have him come up, I can understand. But he came off the field and called him a fuckwit, apparently. And then after the game, when Thurston's like, what are? He's like, fuck off. Like, you're a fuckwit, lad. Oi, lad.
Sick.
Like those boots, lad.
You keep lipping up and they're mine.
Yeah, I
And
like
what are you going
those.
to do about it?
Yeah.
Fuck all.
Nothing, brah.
Yeah. How, what, 10 years retired? Give me the boots.
Then
lad.
apparently Billy Walters came up and tried to smooth her out, and he goes, fuck you, you snitch, because he says that he was the one that said that, like, backed up what Ezra's claim was. So now Billy Walters copping sort of strays, but not.
So he's invoking snitches get stitches.
Well, he's lucky that there were cameras, because I think on the streets, that's where snitches get stitches. They don't necessarily get them on free-to-air TV. You know?
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think there's any denying he said it. I think he's admitted as such.
Yeah.
But
I like it.
it's a rugby league story. Know that.
The racism stuff, I'm choosing to leave that out of this current.
No, what happened on Friday night is a rugby league tale.
Yeah, it is. And it's beautiful. It's,
As Reedy said, this is rugby
Nirvana.
league nirvana.
yeah.
For a journalist.
This is Rugby League Nirvana, which may be the episode. And it's Reedy as the baby on the Nirvana fucking front cover.
Yeah. with two more babies.
With two more babies,
Thurston
you and I.
and Spencer.
No, you and I. Oh, yeah, no, that's probably better.
That would be better.
But I just wouldn't mind being in it. Maybe four more babies.
Heaps of babies.
You, me.
Okay, there's
Thurston,
5 babies.
Leniu, Brent,
There's
Reed.
5 babies and cash everywhere.
Yeah.
I think
Rugby
there's water. I
league.
think there's water in the pool.
Yeah, well, there is. Well, it's swimming.
It's swimming, yeah.
Yeah.
Making sense? Cool. Great. Is that his kid as well?
No.
It's not Kurt Cobain's kid?
No.
Cool.
Yep.
Thought it might have been.
No, it's not. But
Why is that funny?
I didn't laugh. It's Will Rumours
No, I
laughing.
know. I'm asking Will Rumours.
Because you fucking thinks you're a goof.
Whose kid is it?
It's a fucking actor.
It was a baby.
Babies can act, cunt. What about Teletubbies?
Great point.
I think Spencer has done a
I hope
brilliant...
Tobler's looking that up.
What?
Yeah, I am.
I bet he's not. I think Spencer's done a great job for the promotion of the game rugby league in what was kind of a quiet week for news. Galvin's done the same thing. But before Galvin, there was not really much happening in the way
The
of
news is that I'm a great punter. That was basically the story.
That was the only thing coming out of the weekend.
This literally. That was it.
You and I had a boil the week before.
I know. We're doing our
We're
bit.
doing our bit.
And again, punters and dribblers, what Spencer said was fucked up to Ezra. We're not talking about that.
No, we're not talking
talking
about
about Friday night specifically. And he's running with a legend in JT, a future immortal.
And the slow drip feeding of stories. The one, did you see him? There's the one of him in the sheds. In the tunnel. But I don't know if Spencer's there. But Teddy's there, friend. Robbo, JT, and they're all like. And then Thurston's like going through like what he said and like what he said back on the podcast. They were like, there was a bit of lip reading going on there.
Can you believe that they haven't got lip readers on this?
They don't, mate. The journos are all just getting onto Instagram. They don't think like fucking internet people.
They don't think like us. The moment I saw those videos, I go, get the lip readers on
Yeah.
this stuff.
Yeah.
Get them onto that stuff.
Get them on. Where's that chick
What are we
who's big
doing?
on Instagram who reads lips?
People fucking do it all the time. It's not it's a thing.
I guess all I'd say is that it's pretty well out there what they've said. They all kind of admitted it. He called me a fuckwit a
But
couple of
when
times.
I'm talking about when I first saw it, I'm
Yeah.
like, I want to know what they said.
Yes. Speaking of what they said, I wanted to draw your attention to
Who?
the Roosters Supremo,
NP.
Nick Politis, Uncle Nick, and what he said, which I found funny, and maybe he's being paraphrased here in an article, but because the Roosters have come out and backed Spencer. Robbo did in the presser, being like, oi, fucking report fairly, bros. You're just on this one guy. And then Politis has come out, and Politis said, Spencer's just being honest and passionate. This is just a passionate kid here, right? Like, let's not throw the baby out the bathwater for a bit of rugby league passion.
So this is just a classic tale of honesty and passion.
Spencer was just being honest and stating the facts. I can only take from that Jonathan Thurston is a fuckwit. I don't think it.
Nick Politis, he's stating the facts. Nick not a big...
I don't know.
Jeez, I wouldn't have thought the Roosters have had much of running with...
Did the Dogs beat the Roosters?
Well, the 2004...
Was that the Dogs beating the Roosters? Thurston?
Yes. 2002, 2003, 2004, they were the finals.
And
they did lose.
Thurston beat them.
There you
So
go.
maybe Uncle Nick holding a grudge.
That's what it is.
Thinks Thurston's a fuckwit.
Well, because Uncle Nick, surely if Uncle Nick never got over those 3 years, they should have won 3 in a row. Only won 1.
Listen, you don't,
2003, they got Panthered. 2004, they got Bulldogged.
2005 was the Tigers, so that wasn't it. 2001, they won it.
No, 2.
2, sorry. 2, they won
2001
it.
was Joey.
2002, they won it. 3 Panthered, 4 Bulldogged.
So that's why. That's why he hates Thurston.
That's why he hates Thurston.
Because a young JT off the bench got the chockies.
Yeah. I can't believe he's called Jonathan Thurston a fuckwit there by proxy.
Nick Politis.
Yeah.
Well, if we all we're doing is tracing our finger.
Yes, that's all we're doing. We're just like we're just following the breadcrumbs.
You know when you're at school, punters and dribblers, and you used to get thin paper and put over the top of another image, and you would trace, and you became elite on the spot. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're overlaying some paper, and we're tracing Nick Politis' comments, and basically, ipso facto, he's called Thurston a fuckwit.
Yeah. Not us, though.
Not us?
I need that to be public recorded. Love JT.
Oh, we're huge
We're
JT
huge
fans over
JT.
here.
Politis doesn't sound like he is. He thinks that there's a passionate Spencer
And
Leniu just stating facts.
we're also huge. We're huge fans of everyone involved.
Oh, I'm a huge Leniu fan.
And I'm a huge Robbo fan and
Robbo
a Nick
fan.
Politis fan.
And James Tedesco.
Yes, who is a friend.
He is a friend.
We're just tracing him.
We're just tracing. And Leniu, that was just a joke about you stealing his shoes. I didn't mean that.
But it was funny.
So
And
it was
I
worth
think-
saying.
And also Spencer, I think, would giggle about it because he'd get it.
He'd get
'Cause
it. He's from that.
He's from a
he gets
world
it.
where people would get rolled for their shoes.
Yes.
And if you're going to roll for shoes, you may as well roll for some $600 RMs.
Yes.
You may as well.
You may as well do that, especially when you're calling him a fuck.
Like you can roll for TNs all you want, but they're only $250.
Yeah. You get some RMs.
You're $600 go all day.
Yeah.
So I think that Spencer would get that.
Spencer also knows that we love him, especially with giving his Origin exploits.
Well, that's right, because we love the state, Tom.
Yeah.
We love the state.
Yeah.
Big fans of the state.
Yeah, big fans.
And Spencer, big part of our success.
So we just want everyone to know.
Obviously, we wind him up into like rugby league mongrel mode and
then
kick
just
him
let
out
him
on
go.
the field,
Yeah.
and he goes on there and chops people in half, and we foam at the mouth for it. So we're big Spencer guys.
No, big Spencer guys. What we are is not even a conductor here. We are the punter and the dribbler just trying to sort through the information.
You know what we are? We're tracing paper.
We're just laying there.
That's all we're doing.
And we're absorbing.
And we're absorbing it and getting traced. And all we can see is
And go, oh, that's what happened.
shit. Politis thinks that that Jonathan Thurston's a fuckwit. He's just an honest, passionate boy stating facts.
Saturday, there was no footy, I don't think. I don't think they
No.
played any footy on Saturday,
Well,
did
I
they?
think there was a day off. There was a day off on Saturday, which was disappointing. So I fucking...
I think it was in honour of something, in memory of
What was it?
Daily Messenger, maybe?
It might have been Dally M Day, was it? Dally M Day. It's funny. I don't want to keep mentioning it, but I was talking to Todd Carney on 6s and 7s, and I was trying to be measured in that there are Sharks fans and Manly fans that want to hear what he has to say, but obviously I'm a Manly fan, so it's hard for me not just to want to talk about Manly, and I feel like Manly is shit at the moment. We stink. And he seemed to think we weren't as bad as I felt. I don't know whether I agree with that. Obviously, we were still in the game. 2 of those 3 tries were intercepts.
I don't feel like we're ever in the game.
No, we were never in the game. But we were attacking Edward for the first fucking 20 minutes or 15 minutes if you want.
Oh, you're talking about our what would you call that, red area? Our
Red zone?
Our red zone attack?
Yeah.
I mean to tell you, our red zone attack is fucking smelly.
Yeah.
We are running the most 2D shape at the moment.
It's fucked.
The most 2D squares and rectangle shape.
I tell you what, Arnott's wouldn't want to have a look at this shape.
People are out here doing 3D spheres. They're doing fucking isosceles. They're doing all kinds of shit. We're doing bland, vanilla squares and rectangles.
Yeah.
And it's boring to watch, and it's uninspiring, and I'm feeling flat about Manly. I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling flat about us.
Yes. Credit to
Understand.
us, firstly, for being honest.
How could you not be?
Well, I know. The problem I have, and I said it last week, and maybe I'm tapped, maybe I'm not. I don't know.
You did
But-
say that.
Lehigh has done his most amazing things, his most amazing feats on the wing. I know that he is learning the game at fullback, and maybe it's like, oh, you just like have him at fullback because that's where you see him long term. But long term's one thing, and like every weekend is another. I want to win games of rugby league football, and I don't think Lehigh is as potent as he is on the wing. And I feel like the defenses aren't fucking even slightly worried when he's on fullback. They're like, his defense doesn't seem to be fantastic, and I don't mean like he can't tackle. Although he did get his asshole stepped apart by Will Kennedy. More so like when you're seeing fullbacks, like they're positioning in the lineup.
Would you move Lehigh to wing, drop Clayton, and then put Ruben back there, and then put Tommy Talau into the centres?
I'm starting.
Or would you put Cooler back there?
I'd try both of them, but it'd be Cooler and or Ruben.
I just think about that year Ruben had at fullback in like 2 or 3 seasons ago, maybe 3 now. And I just loved it. I loved the vibe of the guy.
Listen, I love the vibe of the guy. I like Cooler's doing some things in centres.
Correct.
I just want to. The reason I like Cooler is because he's so fast, and it feels like out the back of a bit of
3D shape.
3D shape, some honest shape. That his speed could potentially fucking freak some people out. I don't know, right? I don't know what I'm talking about. But I feel like Lehigh at the moment doesn't offer much out the back. And even if you want to have Lehigh back defensively, even though I don't know what the fucking point of that would be, I need to have someone else in attack, because the thing that Tommy does, and no, you're not going to be able to recreate Tommy Turbo shit, but like he had pass options, he had run options, he could fucking kick if he really wanted to, but he had more going on. And Lehigh, I don't feel like he can pass the ball yet very well out the back.
Well, it's apples and oranges comparing the two, right?
I'm not trying to like for like this guy, because Lehigh is great, but I feel like it's too much for a young man. Let him just learn first grade. Let him learn week in, week out rugby league football.
And what it takes.
To
be successful.
And on the wing, he's fucking great.
What do you make of comments from Fox that it's all DCE's fault?
All DCE's fault.
Well, mate.
Because he's leaving.
The implication that
Yeah.
there's disharmony.
I'll let you in on a little secret.
Disharmony in the shed.
I'll let you in on a little secret. On behalf of Manly fans, this ain't nothing new.
This.
This sort of shit ain't nothing
Oh
new.
no.
I love my club.
This has been going for 10 years at least.
This is not a fucking new brand of Manly Seagulls football. We can play phenomenally well, and then we can play like shit. Our consistency is all over the shop.
You know what this has been? This has been since probably with 4 or 5 rounds to go in the 2014 season, maybe, when we dropped the minor premiership and went loss in the finals. Ever since then, inconsistency has reigned supreme.
Yep. And that just is what it is. You can't deny it. We shouldn't have even been close in that game.
Mate, 24-18 is a flattering scoreline.
It's a flattering scoreline. We looked listless in attack, if that's the correct terminology, Edward.
I'm happy to go with it, mate. You've got a way with words.
Yeah, I try. Well, I try so hard and get so far.
And I talked a lot of shit about the Sharks over the last couple of weeks, and
I don't think we did.
Well, when I say shit,
I don't think we did.
I was being honest. I've just been pretty honest about Manly and where they're at.
Credit to us.
And I'm still going to be honest about the Sharks. I think they're toothless, and
the fact that you could only get 24 points against us playing so badly. Yeah. Now, again, congratulations for the win, but you scored 5 fucking tries and beat us by 1. So, like, you guys are still a soft underbelly side that won't do anything. Yeah. I'm sure. Listen, Manly aren't looking great either. Don't worry about that. We're aware, as you may have just heard. But the Sharks themselves still like a shark in catatonic state, where they're rolled over on their back and they're just like floating there in the water. You might think they're dead, but they're not. Yeah. The Sharks won't win the comp. There's just no way.
Put it this way, 0% chance the Sharks win the comp. Make your peace with it, move on. Make your peace with it, move on.
Enjoy the season, right? Like, enjoy week to week footy.
Mate, listen, the way the Panthers are going, there may be a spot in the top 4, maybe 4th. There's a chance you go loss again. Maybe you come 5th. You'll be there or thereabouts. But I don't
enjoy the season.
I don't see deep into September on your cards.
No.
I probably don't see a prelim. If I do, I see a spanking. There I said it. Okay.
Listen, I don't even care if you make the grand final. You won't win.
They won't make the grand final.
I agree with that, but I'm just giving him hope.
I don't think you should. I think you're better to rip the Band-Aid off now and go, you won't win the comp, you won't be in a grand final, make your peace with it, move on.
Yeah, fair. Because you do have a soft underbelly.
Correct.
Yeah. Underbelly Cronulla. That's the
Underbelly
new Channel
Cronulla.
9 production.
Yep.
Softest underbelly in town. But Manly also didn't look great.
Underbelly Cronulla.
Yeah.
It's great. Love it.
But Trindle good. Trindle's a good
Braden.
style of a bloke.
Big fan.
Yeah. Big, strong and thick.
Big fan. Cowboys, whatever.
Bunnies.
Rabbitohs were missing. They're missing troops. You know?
Yeah.
They're missing troops.
That Purdue's got a bit of toe.
Purdue's very quick, Tom.
Yeah.
Very quick. Latrell looked okay in 6. He looked okay.
Listen, Eddie, it was a game of rugby league. That's what we do know.
But in the annals of history, in the season review, no one's talking about the Cowboys' 24-16 win over
The Rabbitohs.
the Rabbitohs in round 6. No one's doing it.
No.
No one cares.
No one cares. Meaningless game. The only thing that may come out of that was that it was in Perth, and apparently PVL sat down with whoever the premier is over there, and the Bears still a chance.
Of course it is. They're going back to the negotiating table. Now, the Eels, fresh off a grand final win last week against the
Dragons?
which they probably, realistically, were very lucky to win. They go up against the might of the Raiders in a place where they don't like playing, Darwin, and got absolutely humped near to death. Their second half, they were blowing. I don't know what Donk was doing in the preseason, but their fitness levels aren't there, not where they need to be. Tom, what did you think of Ricky's emotional plea after the game for Jamal Fogarty to hang around to be a Raider next year?
Can we find that audio? Because he was like...
There was almost tears again.
Well, yeah, but he was also like fucking accusing Manly of breaking the rules of engagement in terms of hitting up players.
Well, I don't think so. If Jamal doesn't want to exercise his option, then he's free to go.
Yeah, but apparently Jamal said he wants to stay, and then now he's like, well, why would he want to go now? Because now Ricky's like, I want him to stay.
Oh, mate, he was basically in tears on the sideline. Jamal was good, though, as well.
Of course he was. That's what we've been saying.
Jamal's had a great start.
But that's what you and I have been saying.
Yes, we have. Of course, we've
Why
been
would
saying
you want Jamal to go if you're the Raiders? You got these young guys coming through who aren't going to come in and do what Jamal's doing straight away. Jamal's in a bit of bloody rugby league form.
I think sometimes you and I need to remind ourselves, Tom, and the punter and the dribbler, of course, is that we're tapped in to vibe. And the vibe has been strong around Jamal in the capital for a while. I know that Uncle Reedy comes on here, he goes, he's definitely going to Manly. They want to get rid of him because they've got this. Who's the kid they've got coming up?
Sanders and Strange.
No. Oh, Sanders, that's
Yeah.
it. Sanders, sorry. But Jamal's playing rugby league at the moment. I'm like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you want to bridge to Sanders?
He's
Sanders is
31.
Sanders is 21.
That's what
Or 20. Like, what are we
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
Bridge to Sanders.
I'd love to know what Raiders fans think. Leave a comment if you give a fuck.
Dude, if I'm a Raider, I'm on my knees, prepared to do what's required to keep Jamal at the club to bridge to Sanders.
It's like, yeah, it's great we've got these young kids coming through. They're
Who's
not ready
young?
yet.
Is he 20 or 21? Or even younger than that?
Who?
Strange and Sanders.
Not Strange, not Strange. Sanders, the kid
Sanders,
who's supposed to.
Well,
replace-
Strange is young as well, is what I'm saying.
but Strange is a 6.
Yeah, but you're learning under a fucking half here.
Sure,
20.
20. So the like-for-like replacement for Fogarty is 20 years old.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you bridge to him for 2 or 3 more seasons? Get him up to 23, 24 in the, approaching. You basically say more winners.
Well, what about this? You keep Fogarty, and I don't want to make the case for the Raiders here because I want him at Manly now.
No, but
But if you keep him for 2 more years, you keep Sanders underneath him, and then if Jamal starts playing like shit, you do drop Jamal and put fucking Sanders in.
Jamal's 31. Let's not lose our heads about his age. He can play till 33, bridge standards over 2 more years.
And then go and have 4 more years somewhere else, bloody Jamal.
What are we talking about?
I think Manly's offered him more money.
Sure, and it's a better club.
Well, there's that too.
And it's on a peninsula. Rings, babes, beaches,
Beaches, glory.
etc. But I always found it strange that the chat that we'd heard was more that the Raiders didn't want him. I'm like,
Yeah.
in what world?
Yeah, it's insane.
In what world?
The Eels still suck.
They sucked last week. They were good in a couple of patches that got them over the line, but they were down 20-4 or something at one stage against the Dragons, who just couldn't ice the game. Shock horror. Like, they're shit.
I can't
But
imagine.
they don't have Mitch Moses. So
No, I know that.
know.
And Lomax is out. I can't imagine how fucking head noisy to be an
That's what
Eels
I was
fan.
saying. I'm like, their only good player, the only player having a serious crack this year, Lomax.
Yeah.
was out, and the line was 6.5.
You wanted him to stay. You want to keep him on. Where's that?
Joe Tarpany, a good style on the bloke.
Will there
Hot
be
too.
more progression on that? Will we have an answer from your perspective?
Yeah, well, he's got the answer, mate. We want to sit down and renegotiate another year with him. Jake, I'm honest to the players, and sometimes that hurts me. How do I know what's going to happen in a year's time? There could be another deal that we're sitting down this time next year and doing with Jamal again. I've got to keep trying to build a football team here that can be a top 4 football team, and Jamal's a big part of that, and so is Ethan Sanders and Ethan Strange. You're allowed to have good players. You're allowed to have a couple of good players in certain
2
positions.
Ethans.
I was about to say.
Other clubs have.
Never get that.
And you look at Melbourne. They got great depth in certain parts of their spine. And you look at Tommy Starling and you look at Jamal. They know young blokes run underneath them who are good football players coming through. And look how good Tommy Starling and Jamal Fogarty are playing.
Tommy Starling
They're
considered
they're
old
playing as
then.
good as they have.
Get his age
He
right.
wouldn't be too older than 29, would he?
So I don't apologise
I
for
suppose
it.
that is.
26.
26.
But we want
What's
to
he
keep Jamal.
talking about?
And we'll know early this week whether there's been contract negotiations with Manly or not over the last 2 or 3 weeks, or month, which we keep hearing, where you're not allowed to actually do it. But we'll sit down with Jamal early this week and we'll tell him exactly what we've got. He was very happy in regards to what I've discussed with him early this week. So, mate, I'll know if there's been prior communication with Manly, because I know Jamal is very happy, and I want to keep Jamal here. And as I say, my plan for the future of this club has not changed with having good players in important positions. I want Jamal to bring through Ethan Sanders. You can see what we're doing with Ethan Strange. I reckon Ethan Strange's game tonight was his best game he's played for the club. It doesn't have to be the flashiest, but you have a look at his hit technique defensively. You have a look at how powerful of a runner he is. He's got a massive career ahead of him, and that's what I want to happen with Ethan Sanders. But I don't rush them. If you rush these young blokes at at an early part of their career, they can go out the back door as quick as they come in, because you blokes all wrap them up. They get a lot of positive commentary. It's exactly what I've had with Xavier Savage. I didn't allow you guys to keep wrapping Xavier up because he might have had a flash piece of playing him, and I say that respectfully into the media. You've got a job to do too, but he might run an 80, 90 metre try, but you don't see all the little things he does off the football that was poor. Xavier now, through patience, has been so much better in those areas. And look, and where I say...
Ricky's arms look like Les Grossman off of Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
Sando knows exactly...
They're serious Les
my
Grossman
plan.
arms if ever I've seen.
I love it.
Tommy knows exactly my plan.
I love how he's obviously
And
clearly
I've-
told
I've-
Xavier Savage is
you
shit.
know, we've got to have
He's like,
depth in
mate, I
those
know everyone's
positions
rapping
if
you, but
think
you're
you
fucking
can
shit,
continue
mate.
on when
You've seen all the other
there's
shit
tension or
you
when
know.
there's injury.
All right, I think it's probably enough.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
They also said to Fogarty, if you can get a better deal somewhere else, I'm happy for you to go. So the thing that he's saying where he's like, oh, Manly will be... So it was after round 6, the Raiders had an option, basically, I think, to, re-sign him up to round 6. But after round 6, he was free to negotiate. So to me, it's like, if you wanted to keep him, then you just would have kept him. But that could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. But now that it's after round 6, I think he's saying the Manly meddling is if he just signs with Manly the second fucking round 6 is over, that would indicate that there's potentially been some...
So we'll see what happens this week.
Yeah.
I fucking love Ricky Stewart.
Yeah, same.
He just... If he wasn't coaching Canberra, I think I'd be at 6s and 7s a little bit. I'd be a bit lost. Just in
Oh,
he's
yeah.
a good like yardstick for me.
Well, he's an anchor. He's a port in the storm.
Do you know what I mean?
Port in the rugby league storm.
He makes me feel comfortable about that he's got like Canberra under lock and key.
I reckon there's a
I know
few
what to
of those.
expect about that.
I reckon there's a few of those that we've got in rugby league. I'd say Wayne's one of them.
Yes,
I'd say that
100%.
Phil Gould is one of them.
1,000%.
Ricky's one of them.
Craig Bellamy's one of them.
Bellamy is one of them, but he's not one of them.
He's an annoying one.
Yeah, he's not one where I'm like, I need you in the game to be like, I respect, and Bellamy seems like a great dude, but it's not.
I know what you mean. I can't anchor emotionally to them.
I can't anchor emotionally to that. I can anchor emotionally to Wayne Bennett.
Yes.
And to Phil Gould.
Yes.
And to Ricky Stewart.
Yes.
They're probably the three fucking pillars for me.
Yeah. Seriously. They make me feel really comfortable. Or more comfortable than I otherwise would.
You know, they're like an emotional support dog.
Yep.
When rugby league is just chaotic,
Yeah.
I need to just pat one of them.
Yeah, seriously. Like if there's a lot go, like if Manly are toothless in attack and they're completely shapeless and they're throwing that 2D stuff, I know that I can turn to a Ricky Stewart presser.
Yeah.
And
calm down.
Yeah,
even if he's attacking my club.
It doesn't, because he'll be in tears about something, or he'll be fuming.
He's got thick
or
fingers
he'll
and
be
hairy
pumped.
arms.
He's got big Grossman arms. Like
Yeah.
it's just, I need it.
I wonder whether we can lean on our good friend Paul Kent, whether they're still mates, to try to get sticky on.
I believe I've got Ricky's number.
Yeah.
Which I haven't utilised to its full potential.
Probably a bit long gone in terms of like just hitting him up out of the blue.
And we've waited too long in off seasons, and then they've had poor starts, and it's like, well,
there's no way
that ain't happening.
No,
but we were promised a bit of a night.
He did promise us a night.
He promised us a night.
Well, when do they have the bye?
He promised to show us around Canberra.
When do the Raiders have the bye?
I'll have a look.
Now we're obviously inviting ourselves, so we haven't spoken to Ricky for some 2 years now.
I think it might be 2.5.
Might be even longer.
3 in November, I think.
About early June.
Early June?
Yeah, round 15, they've got the bye.
Was Storm fuck was. Whatever. Tigers, I think we already did. Whatever.
Like, what do you want?
Punters and dribblers, when we talk Supercoach on the show, we do it thanks to our friends at SwiftX. Now, there are...
the league code, punters and dribblers.
Oh, no, is that closed now, the league code?
It closes tomorrow.
Okay.
It closes tomorrow.
Tuesday, 15th
of April. League code is 100632.
How many people we got in there right now?
League code is 100632. If you want to hear the good news, punters and dribblers, the winner of this year's Supercoach gets $5,000 worth of Bitcoin thanks to SwiftX.
Yeah, dog.
$5,000 worth of Bitcoin thanks to SwiftX. That is horny stuff.
Yeah, it is.
And all you got to do is be elite at Supercoach, which is very possible.
$5,000 in Bitcoin.
In biddies.
Now, and the winner each week, the highest score each week
gets 50 in
gets
biddies.
50 in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
There's
So
almost 6,000 people in there.
6,000 in there?
5.8. 74.
Wow.
few.
Love it.
So there's links in the show notes. If you sign up, this is how good this deal is. You sign up using the link in the show notes, you're going to automatically get $20 worth of Bitcoin as a sign-up bonus. The winner of the highest score each week is going to get $50 worth of Bitcoin.
Every week that we do it. So
every week.
Every segment.
Every segment, every second week. Then, if you win it, $5,000 worth of biddy. Tell you what.
India a biddy account.
India biddy account.
With
So,
SwiftX.
you obviously need to have a SwiftX account if you're going to fucking take part in.
If you want biddy,
Yeah.
you'll need a SwiftX account.
Yes.
Pretty fucking simple.
It's not that difficult to work out.
Can I be honest with you, Tom?
Yeah.
I hate my Supercoach side.
I hate mine too.
I fucking hate my Supercoach side. I hate it so much. I cannot get into a rugby league groove.
No.
I can't.
Things just keep changing for me. Who's your most hated
Dude,
player you've got?
can I tell you
Who's your most hated player?
No, I
you've
want
got?
to tell you something I did on the weekend, on Thursday night, and I just hate myself so much for it.
Yep.
I'd been shuffling around my side and then got distracted because I'm a dad now.
Yep.
And when I checked the time again, I had a big Thursday, but that's not for anyone else to know. It was like 10 past 8, and I go, fuck, the game's on. Fuck, did I change my captain off Cleary? Fuck, no, I didn't. Fuck, he's locked in. Fuck, he's gone shit.
Yep.
That's my world now. That's my season, Tom.
Yeah. Well, see, now maybe that, again, not to make it all about, you being an idiot, but maybe now you have a bit more empathy for me, who's been running with fucking multiple children for a while now, and then you're like, oh, you fucking suck at Supercoach. It's like, yeah, dude, because I forget sometimes because a child might shit themselves. And then I just, listen, it's sympathy season.
I have slightly more sympathy, yeah.
I tell you what,
What'd you get in the week?
1,078.
1109. Thank you very much.
Do you know what I did? Can I tell you a bit about me?
What are you coming? Let's just
hold on. Let me just tell you. This is what annoys me is I just completely forget to take Tino out. Starting.
That's
Tino.
Okay.
Just rookie shit.
Yep.
You know? Who's your I've got Reece my fullbacks are shit. Iongi, Walsh, Ponga. That's got to change. They all stink.
I've got Iongi and Ponga. I brought Ponga in the week he started to have a Barry Crocker shocker, and I'm like, what do I need to do?
I'm getting rid of all three of them almost.
I tell you who's been. I've had two great buys in the centres. Three. Stafford Toa has been unbelievable. Purdue has been unbelievable.
Haven't used him once. He's just been on the
Purdue's
bench.
been unbelievable, and Shibasaki.
Purdue's coming in. I can tell you that, Purdue. You're coming all the way in. I mean, I don't know whether I've done my dash with Jesse Arthurs. Tamale's in there for too long.
I sold Jesse the other week. I'm like, see you, brah. You made me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Time to go.
Yeah.
Time
and now
to
he's
go.
coming back down. Metcalf's in my halves, you know what I mean? My halves are pretty rogue, dude.
Dude, I'm running Cleary, who's like, who are you this season?
Yeah.
And Munster. And I've got Metcalf, who every time I go to sell him, there's other work to be done.
How many, and this is a question.
Which is annoying.
How many boosts can I use?
3 or 4.
So I could make...
How many boosts total
5.
do you get? 5, sorry.
You get 5 a year.
You get 5 boosts.
Okay, fuck. I've only got 3 left.
I've only got 3 left as well.
Oh, okay, there you go.
How many trades have you guys got left?
36.
35. I'm not happy with my side at all.
Dude, no.
I need to keep saying that. I like my pack.
Who's your worst player? Who's you least happy with?
Mate, honestly, Ponga at the moment, or Cleary, who I've had such high hopes for.
Okay, but what about ones...
Ponga's been my most disappointing buy.
Yeah, but what about ones where you
34 points.
But what about ones that you don't have enough money to really justify moving them on? Like, they're so cheap. You're just taking up such a valuable spot here, bruh.
Sandon Smith, who I love, has been...
Whoa, dude.
No, I love him.
He's a
player.
friend now. How the fuck do you say that?
But I can't... But I need...
You can't get rid of him.
I need someone better.
Mine's Jack Bird.
Yeah, okay.
Jack Bird, 326 and climbing down the ladder.
I tell you who... I'll tell you who my most disappointing is, who has been just... I can't seem to get him off my books, Jason Saab.
I can't get... I've got this Parramatta player, Samarani, who's 198k, played 1 game. Can't get him off my books.
I had Samarani at some point.
I can't get him off my books.
I tell you my ultimate can't get off my books, E. Roberts for the Roosters. He's just taken up space in my second round.
Who the fuck is
He would have been I have no money left and have to fill the side at the start, and he got a run.
Feketi still gets a run here.
Okay.
I need to get rid of Cleary.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of Cleary. It's time. Now, what are you coming in the Hello Sport League? Because this is for all
I'm not going well.
This is for all the biddies.
I'm not going well. I'm 4,313.
3196.
Okay. I wonder what that separates, like overall points.
Well, you just have to do what your average is. Or you can just go to...
What's your total points?
Well, 6,817. I'm ranked in the top 27%.
Total score is what?
6,817.
So I'm 6,530, so we're close.
Yeah, it's just a couple of big weeks.
Couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's fine.
What's your total rank?
44,607.
So I'm not far away. I'm 74,000.
Okay. Just 30-odd thousand.
But between you and I, what are you?
44.
But I'm saying points difference.
I'm 6'8".
Yeah, right. You're 6'8", I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
So fucking 300 points.
What's your team value?
13,297, 100.
14,4.
Yeah, I need to be doing better.
Now, the winner. The winner.
Oh, yes.
The winner of the $50 worth of better.
Just for reference, Bitcoin was worth like fucking $25,000 maybe a year or two ago. It's now like 130.
Yeah. So
just giving you
get in while the getting's good. Points scored, total points. 1,492 points.
Jesus.
By Fajitas Fajitas. Great name.
Fajitas.
For feeders, for heaters, 1492. Congratulations, son.
Now, does he got to email turbo@hellosport.com.au?
Yep.
And then we'll work it out
With
from there.
proof of your SwiftX account.
Proof of your SwiftX
And then we'll
account.
line it up.
Well, that's the only way you're going to get it. So, like,
Yeah, up to you.
you need to have it if you want to get it.
Correct.
For feeders, for heaters. If we don't hear from you by,
Wednesday.
well, then do we go to the next person?
Yes, we do. We will.
Yeah,
And that'll be announced on the Wednesday show.
correct.
Thursday show.
Shout out to SwiftX punters and dribblers. There's $20 for Bitcoin, $20 worth of Bitcoin on sign up, $50 every second week when we do the segment for the winner of the round, and $5,000 in Bitcoin for whoever wins the group at the end of the season. Shout out to SwiftX. Big fans of their work. Keep an eye out for something magic roundy with us and our good friends at SwiftX. Eddie, it's been a great week for those in the business of wanting to get hydrated and take your multivitamins.
Seriously, if you're looking to take your health a little bit more seriously than you are, which is in a lot of cases non-existent, then Good Day's right up everyone's alley, right? So that's job done. Tick. Looked after your nutritional health. Then you're like, fuck, am I doing really dirty, wet, yellow, disgusting, smelly wheeze? Am I dehydrated? Am I one of the 8 out of 10 Australians?
Does he hydrated? Yeah.
Go to begoodhealth.com.au. Daylight's on sale now. It's fucking terrific. Taking the world by storm. It is super nice to drink.
I got to be honest, the feedback has been fantastic.
Yeah,
which I'm happy about. Yeah. And obviously, if the feedback was awful, I may not come out here and lead with that information, but the feedback has been particularly good. begoodhealth.com.au.
Code Dribblers, 10% off.
Did you see that fucking try in the Waratahs game on the weekend?
The one scored by Harry, the 9.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Mate, that was...
What's his last name? Harry
Potter? Wrecked.
Wilson.
Harry Wilson. Isn't he also the back rower for the Reds? Harry Wilson, isn't he the captain of the fucking whole the Wallabies?
Yeah.
Two Harry Wilsons. There you go. Worth noting, actually, when we do talk Super Rugby, it is thanks to our good friends at Stan. Catch all of the games.
Teddy Wilson, the 9.
Teddy
Wilson.
Catch all the games on Stan, baby. Catch all the games on Stan. Give me some volume here. Look at this thing. Dude, we beat the Chiefs. Top of the table Chiefs. Suoliti v. McKenzie. Scott's work.
Look at this beast.
Look at this ball here.
Bang.
Bang.
Oh, that's good hands.
That was hectic. Look at Fisher's even in amongst it.
Out of your own end. Kellaway just pinning the ears back, son. Look at this seed here. Bang.
Bang. That was... Who gave that ball? Was that the 10?
Lawson Crichton.
Where's the 10 there?
There we go. Mute it. That was the pass of that whole sequence. That one from the 10 coming back in. That was ridiculous. Can you get Suoliti stripe? Joey Suoliti played a fucking blinder.
Mate, carried, 4 or 5 men over?
Yeah, that was sick. There was all this shit pre-game. It was like McKenzie v. Suoliti. And McKenzie sucked dick respectfully during this game. Will, would that be a fair...
Yeah, no, he was shut down. He dropped the ball a lot and he just looked lost.
Looked like shit. Let's go to Suoliti's try here.
Wilson, up rush, the Chiefs, and now there's some space.
Early ball, bang. Look at that step.
He gets away from another. Still going.
Just pushing everyone over.
How did he?
That was elite.
Up rush,
He's magical,
Chiefs,
dude.
now there's some space for Suarez.
Bang.
See you, lad.
He gets away from another.
That was McKenzie. He stepped.
See you, lad.
How did he? Wilson.
That
Was it
step.
Fiketti that scored that one in the corner, but they ruled it no try?
Yeah, because they reckon that it touched the...
No, I don't reckon.
don't
I reckon
say-
that was
no.
good.
That was good.
Stop it, Tobler.
Huh?
I can't hear Willie B talking.
Yeah, it was. Fiketti, he did a real rugby
Jeez,
league
that was
finish
tight.
and try.
It was tight. I can
Do you think
see.
that was out?
Yeah. Listen, if they called it a try, I would have been like cheeky. But I'll accept.
But you got to think about the curve of the ball.
Yeah, Tom. Are you thinking about the curve?
Think about the curve of the ball. It comes up. So the fact that
about the
they
curve of
think
the ball?
there's no way it touched a bit of green before it hit a bit of white.
Well, then
to me
I would
is
say the
ridiculous.
same thing for Clayton Fa'alalo's try for Manly against the Sharks on the weekend, where it's the same thing where they go, it's simultaneous touching. I'm like, then it has to at some point, if it's not a flat surface.
No, I would agree with Will, and I agree with the point you're making. if it's simultaneously touching, then it's touched in field first because of the shape.
Because of the shape of the ball. Like, that has to almost be...
It's like, just look at the shape of the ball.
Yeah.
And let's just stop being fucking weird about it. I think you give that try to Feketi because it had plenty of rugby league about it, which I liked.
Yep. Heaps of rugby league about it.
You just don't see it as much in Union.
Dude, Super Rugby is so fucking back at the moment.
Mate, the Tars beating the Chiefs.
Top of the
21-40.
table.
What are we talking about?
Also,
Who saw that coming?
the last 10 minutes, man down.
Man
we
down,
had
defending
29
the line,
phases.
baby.
Yeah.
Defending the line.
Yeah.
That was 10
29 phases. And also, they had 72% of the possession in second
Look
half.
at this ladder here.
How many? 21 phases?
Yeah,
29.
29.
Look at this ladder. Crusaders at the top is weird. I thought they sucked dick as well, but Crusaders, Chiefs, then Brumbies, Reds, Tars, Force. Look at that, dude. Fucking Australian rugby. Back.
3, 4, 5, 6. Get that up, ya.
Get a dog up you, brah.
Get a dog up.
Can we get the other results, please, from the game, Tobler? Reds went down to... Oh, no, where are we?
Yeah, they went down to the Brumbies.
Did they go down to the Brumbies?
Yep.
Again, high-scoring game. They don't give a fuck about making tackles anymore in rugby. It's awesome. Crusaders beat the Hurricanes 31-24. The Blues over Moana Pacifica 36-17. As we just said, Brumbies over Reds. Tars over the Chiefs. Highlanders pumped the fucking Drua, but still Drua scored some rugby league points. It's good watching.
Yes, listen.
I flicked over. I was watching the 6 p.m. game. I flicked over to the Tars, and I was like, I got to be honest.
Good crowd too. Good crowd.
That game was more enjoyable than the fucking Roosters Broncos. What was the crowd? Were you out there, Will?
Yeah, I was out there. It's pretty great. It was packed.
We love that.
We do love that.
Rugby's back, baby.
Who they got next week?
There was 20,000 people out there.
You take 20,000.
Mate, that's a good crowd.
That's a great rugby union
That's
crowd.
a good crowd.
And
We got
growing.
the Drua next week.
They weren't getting 20,000
Oh,
last
sorry,
couple
15,
of years. No
15.
way.
No, 15,000?
15.
I'll take that too.
Suoleti, dude. He puts bums on seats.
Shout
Shout out to Stan.
out
Love
to
your work.
Stan.
Big fans.
Big fans. It's where you catch all your games of rugby union. And honestly, shout out to the dribbler who realises we ain't talking shit. The rugby union is serious this year.
It's hot this year.
It's hot stuff. You don't want to be missing it. Fish was commenting on the videos, for fuck's sake.
Exactly. Make your peace with it.
Make your peace with it.
Rugby's hot this year.
Rugby's
Get over
hot.
it. Get over it. It's a
Fish
thing.
is loving it.
It's a thing. So just
Follow the fish.
saddle it up. Oh, follow the fish? Mate, Fish is into it. Saying something. He's a Queenslander, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
And he's loving his rugby.
Yeah.
I know the Reds used to be a thing, but like it's all about the Tars now, baby.
It's all about toss. It's all about toss.
All about Tars.
UFC. Whoa.
Whoa.
Dude.
Great couple of fights.
Dude, great card. Great card. Great card. Scroll down. Dominic Reyes knocked the fuck out of that Russian.
Bryce Mitchell lost.
Bryce Mitchell,
Submitted.
yeah, Bryce was never going to win that. They wanted Bryce to go out and get belted. But not only did he get belted, but Jean Silva looked amazing. Like, John Silva looked like he didn't give a fuck. Like, he was not concerned. He was playing with his food. Bryce Mitchell, whatever. He just wasn't. He's not of that level. Yair Rodriguez is of that level, and he basically played with Pitbull as well. Pitbull came over from Bellator, former Bellator champion. But dude, Paddy the Batty, Pimblett against Michael Chandler. Even like Daniel Cormier and shit in the commentary he was like, I've played this fight out 1,000,000 times in my head. I never saw it going this way. Like, I never saw the degree with which Paddy just absolutely beat the piss out of Michael
He
Chandler.
mauled the fuck out of him.
Yeah, he looks so good. It's funny. I know it's so obvious that when you're following a fighter's career from when they're young, they're coming over, you are going to see improvements. But when they're out of sight, out of mind, you only see them when they're fighting. You don't see them training. You obviously know they're going to get better. But Paddy's someone that I feel like from the first time I saw him to now, you've can really see how much better he's gotten.
Even in the last couple of years.
His hands were never really that good. He was they weren't bad, but he's a jiu-jitsu guy. He was lighting him up, dude.
Lighting him up. And just bashing the shit out of him on the ground.
Dude, there's a couple of stills on the ground where Chandler's looking up covered in blood and Paddy's over him and you're like, This man looks like he's in hell right now.
Like I was watching it with Tim, and he was like, "Mate, they need to wrap this thing up."
Yeah.
I'm like, I think it might be coming, and thank God it did because he's like, "This is getting brutal."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, dude."
Paddy afterwards was like, they were like, we know she had a couple of moments where you could have submitted him, but you seemed to just. It's like I just was wait. I was like, I just wanted to do those 12 to 6 elbows, which if you don't know, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock elbows had been outlawed for ages, and now they're not.
They're good to go.
So Paddy just wanted to. Instead of choking this guy out or submitting him generally, he just wanted to rain elbows down on him while he was bloodied on the ground.
Which he did.
Successfully.
Yeah.
Did you see Chandler's team get sprayed with Chandler's blood? There's a video of just Paddy laying into him, and then there's one of his trainers just gets hit in the face with
What, is
blood.
he fucking him up like right in front of him?
Right in front of him.
Again, obviously I'd never fight because I'm a giant puss, but like the idea of having someone else's blood on you would also just fucking gross me out.
I don't think you'd be thinking about that in the moment.
No, but I would be.
I don't reckon.
Imagine tasting blood.
In the heat of battle, you think you'd be thinking about that?
Tasting someone else's blood?
I think you might think about it afterwards, but not in the moment.
Maybe
Adrenaline
right.
pumping through. You're not thinking about that shit, surely.
Yeah, surely. Well, what about if it's like, so after Volk's like hugging his dad after Volk wins, I'm like, if it's like my family member over like blood, I'd be like, I'll get you after the show.
Maybe your own boy.
Yeah, probably your own boy.
Son.
Probably your own boy.
Your
own blood.
Your own blood.
Your own blood.
You know? You're not hugging some, your mate.
No. Anyway, just back to Chandler Pimlet. I don't know where the fuck Chandler goes now, but Paddy Pimlet's
How old's Chandler?
38.
Yeah, he's getting on.
But he's getting on, but he's still like only fighting the best of the best. This has been the most like you weren't fighting like his last fight he lost to like Charles Oliveira, who's a current former champion. He was losing to
He
weapons.
gets good fights.
Yes.
But the man, he's been an absolute machine.
Yeah, he
but
doesn't-
he looked.
He got
I'm not going to say out of puff.
no, but he
got bashed
just got
yesterday.
bashed. He just got bashed. Paddy's legit. But Volk back. Volk champion again.
No,
Volk.
What a terrific Sunday
Yeah.
for the nation.
Yeah.
Volk, against all adversity, spoke about it. Adversity is a privilege. Comes back at the ripe old age of 36. No one had done it after 35.
In welterweight or below.
Welterweight or below. He comes in, says, fuck the lot of you, and looked superb.
He looked really good.
He jabbed Diego Lopez to death.
Who also looked really good.
He did, and he's a fight. He looked big.
Yeah.
He was a lot bigger than Volk.
Yes. Bit Holloway-esque in terms of when they... But he can take a punch, that man. Holy shit. Diego Lopez can take a punch.
Volk lit him up on several occasions. Some heavy, heavy hands. But again, that jab just would not quit. He could do nothing, Diego, about the jab.
No.
Nothing at all.
Just kept eating it all night long.
Eating it all. He would have been jabbed to the head 40 times.
There was a couple of moments where Lopez had him worried. Or as in he dropped him once. And then there was one where he couldn't see out of his eye. But they were they were almost like two big moments as opposed to the consistency.
Was that the end of the fourth?
I think so,
yeah.
Where he couldn't see.
And he said as much to his corner. He's like, I can finally see again. So they were like little moments, but on the whole, Volk was way too slick.
Yeah.
Way too slick. Like, what did the most ref judges had it?
Was it 49, 46?
4-1?
Yeah.
4 rounds to 1, yeah. Most of them. And then one had 3-2. But 4-1 felt about right.
I was more on the 3-2 side of things, but again, I was emotional and I might have had a vegan, so I wasn't entirely.
So you would have given 2 and 4, maybe. I think.
Maybe even 3 and 4.
3 and 4. Anyway, does not matter. Volk champion again.
Champion again, 2 times.
And looked like, I'm talking physically here,
yeah.
bod-wise,
Yeah.
he was botted up.
Oh, he was botted all the way up. He looked so good. And he's won. Now he's back, champ. We're off to the races again.
Get that up, yo.
Get that up, yo.
Get that up, yo.
Ilya Taporia's changed his name, and it's lame, apparently. He used to be
What do you
Ilya, he used to be called El Matador,
Yeah.
which was sick.
Yep.
I think he's now changed it to The Legend. You know? What? You were called El Matador. It's a bit lame, dude.
Yeah, he wanted to change it when he moved, when he
You
relinquished
don't
the
hear of
title.
many people changing it. Floyd did, Pretty Boy Floyd, then to Money Mayweather.
That almost coincided with a personality change. It was like a marketing thing. I don't know. The Legend, El Matador is dope.
Yeah, well, he almost did. He sort of turned heel a bit when he was fighting. Fucking, what's his the guy? The big loves a toot.
Oh, bloody Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar De La Hoya. I think that's when he changed it and he came out in the Mexican trunks. Great fight. Anyway, not the point. El Matador to the legend is stinks.
Like Ilya,
that's awful.
The Matador Topuria sounds sick. Ilya the Legend Topuria.
No.
La Leyenda.
Oh, that sounds a bit cooler.
La Leyenda.
Hold on a second.
La Leyenda.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute.
I didn't think about it being in Spanish.
No, I didn't even consider that. Hold
La
on.
Leyenda. What does El Matador mean?
It's a bull.
No, but what does it translate to?
El Matador. It'd be like the bullfighter or some shit.
Is Matador an English, like...
The Matador is the fucking term.
No, I understand what it is, but I'm
like you
saying...
understand it.
Does it have an English translation?
No, it's just a matador, a man who fights and kills bulls.
Right. Okay.
Which
So
is
like,
dope.
like as in does Matador mean bull man in fucking English?
Okay, right, yeah.
Which it doesn't.
Bull man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But La Leyenda is actually pretty fucking hectic.
And that translates to the legend.
The legend.
Is he at the legend status yet?
No, it's preemptive. Like, he's won some great fights and he's been a champion. But, like, that's why I was thinking about when they're talking about who's the greatest featherweight fighter of all time. I actually have
still
changed
gotta
my
be
mind
Volk.
back. It's still got to be Volk because, sure, Topuria beat him. So Topuria might be, like, better than him right now. But Volk's run is better. And he's been there
longevity has to play a role. And the thing with fighting is just because you beat someone doesn't mean you've had a better career or you're a greater fighter, right? Like, which I think is too often the case. Like, oh, you beat him, so therefore, or you beat him, so therefore. It's like, if you've beaten so many featherweight legends and then come back and won the belt again when you're 36, that counts for more than beating the piss out of Volk at once.
Yes.
I think.
No, I'm with you. But I just can't reiterate enough how much I'm now very conflicted on La Leyenda, or whatever the fuck it was.
I've completely 180'd.
I don't know I couldn't have 180 more. I thought it was the legend.
Mate, I did a Yui at the
I'm
lights.
like, that was the equivalent of like getting it fucking tattooed on your forearm. I'm like, this sounds towny as fuck. But now I'm like, La Leyenda?
I've done a Yui.
You've done a Yui. Where it says no U-turn.
Couldn't give a shit.
No.
I'm doing a Yui.
Yeah. La Leyenda's hot.
I don't care what you say.
No.
Yui done.
Yeah. Shit. We got to get to this just before we get to any dribbles. Rowan Browning, Australian sprint champion again. Shout out to him.
Great race.
Great race.
10:01 legal. Pips Kennedy by 100th or 2. Unbelievable.
I've got it on good authority though, because he's come out. He was on Instagram. He's like, he's been talking a bit of shit, Rowan. I think he feels a bit disrespected by Athletics Australia. Like, just gauging on the way he's sort of been speaking in interviews and shit. Like, apparently they didn't even hit him up for promo for this tour, like for this event. And, you know, everyone sort of counted him out. Like, he's been the face of Australian men's sprinting for the last couple of years now. And
ever since Tokyo in 2021.
Yeah. But so, you know, he's 27. He comes out and he beats all these young hot cocks. And it's like, oi,
mate,
don't forget about me, cunt.
He comes out and he runs like what is it? Second quickest time legal ever in Australian history.
Yeah.
After the great Patrick Johnson, who's like, 993 or whatever. And Shervo has question marks around the wind, but that's a different story. He runs at 10:01, equals his best time ever, gives a big fuck you to Kennedy, which was amazing. Then Kennedy false starts in the 200 final. Gout wins that.
Yeah.
Gout cannot get legal wind.
I know.
Try
dude.
as he might, he cannot get
I
it.
know.
The last 5 fucking races he's had, it's been a legal win.
I know.
What's doing?
But, dude, breaking 10 twice in a night. Twice
Both illegal win. I'm like, give this man a
but
break.
the second one was like so close to legal win. You were just like, fucking, just give it to him.
I know. Seriously.
It was 2.2 in the 200 metre one.
They're even closer. Legal wins 2 metres per
2.6
second.
in the
And it was
10.
2.2 in the 200. He ran 1984, which is so quick.
Yeah, dude.
That is lightning, bro.
Breaking the 10 barrier twice, fuck, wind be done. I haven't seen anyone. No, sure.
Unfortunately.
He's 17, though.
No, I get it. I'm Toey too.
No, but
as if you don't want it, I just want it to be legal.
Of course, but what I'm saying is he's 17 and he's getting his pubic hair stuff away from breaking it.
Mate, that 2.2 illegal wind in the 200 for 1984, you fucking just count that. That is super quick for 17. It is insane.
It's quick anyway. For 17, Edward.
Mate, it's an Olympic final. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell, that's quick. He is so exciting.
Yeah.
Bruce McAvaney's out of retirement.
You're getting Bruce McAvaney out of bed.
Like, and Bruce has got a real soft spot for the athletics. That's his bread and butter.
Oh, yeah.
That's his jam. I know,
But he won't get out of bed for anything.
I know people think it's AFL. It's not.
Nah.
That man loves his athletics. And
Cyril, maybe.
Maybe Cyril. But Cyril's retired. He is touching himself. I foresee Bruce.
And for winks.
Bruce is sticking. True. Bruce is sticking around for the 2032 games. Know that.
Yeah.
When you got a hot young thing in the back corner. Do you see as well? I was watching a video of him on Noah Lyles. He was like, "Man, I'm coming for you" and shit. He's like, "I want to say what up," in context of the next Olympics, which is in LA in 3 years.
He might be winning gold next Olympics,
mate. He'll be in the reckoning. He'll be in Olympic finals. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And God knows, it's 3 years away.
Yeah.
3 years ago, he'd only just started running.
3 years ago, he probably didn't have pubes. There, I said it.
Mate, he didn't start running that long ago. I think it was 2023.
Really?
Yeah. According to his TikTok. So,
According to his TikTok.
I'm excited, and you should be too, punters and dribblers. 10 seconds is just around the rugby league corner. But shout out to Rowan, who did get the chocolates, because Kennedy's been the man of the hour at the moment.
And obviously everyone's got gout, because the kid's fucking quick sticks. But we're all forgetting about the men's, and our good friend Rowan Browning. Put some respect on that motherfucker's name.
100%. I wonder why he didn't run that open 100.
Gout?
Because he ran the 20s. He ran the open 200, but he ran the 20s 100.
Don't know. But back on Rowan, he put up like a post of like him being the father and having like all of the other guys as his children after the race.
Rowan did?
Yeah.
Good from Rowan.
They called it Bruce. This is what Bruce called it. Potentially the greatest night in Australian athletics.
That night.
Regional athletics.
Mate, athletics is hot right now.
Yeah.
It just is.
Peter Bowl broke the Australian 800-metre record. Spag. Oh!
That's on me cock. Oh! That's on me cock, mate.
Can't, Chili. Can't just
Chili, that's on me penis.
You can't just be pouring his cock like that.
You going to give me a kiss or not? Because you can't come up here and bloody chomp on me cock and then that's how I get up.
Thomas, Edward, hope we are well, boys. Just want to bring something to your attention. Now, I'm sitting here in the aftermath of a Sharks Manly contest where the mighty Cronulla Sharks, I believe, beat you guys. Pretty sure. Now,
we're in a hurry.
Obviously. And I couldn't help but notice Monday, Wednesday, and on the DMP that you said we've got a weak underbelly. So I just want you to take
we're not.
a lick for every time you said that the
Do
Cronulla
not play
Sharks
him licking.
had a weak underbelly
Fuck
and you were
this
going to fuck us.
We've already addressed it. You still have a weak underbelly.
What? That doesn't change anything.
No, you still have a weak underbelly.
Us being shit at the moment has nothing to do with your underbelly being soft as butter.
Yeah, we didn't play well. We get it. You're still soft, underbelly style. So no, we will not let you lick us.
No, actually, we won't.
No.
Soft underbelly and all that, eh?
Okay.
Soft underbelly.
Yeah, you've still got one.
Twist it how you want, boys. Just fucking got rolled.
Yeah, but
pussies.
You got
we didn't get rolled. It was 24-18.
Yeah,
so
we basically almost fucking won it.
And we shouldn't have because we were dog shit.
Yeah.
So there you go.
The fact you could barely beat us
is embarrassing.
That shows your underbelly.
Correct. Could that be more obvious?
No. That was
Boys, calling up post Dolphin and Penrith game, and the one big takeaway I believe we have all seen from this is poor old Nathan Cleary is seeing some fucking ghosts. There was one instance where it was very obvious, where I believe Casey McLean jammed in and Nath threw a beautiful pass where he would have expected to find potentially an injured Toto if he was there, or a Taruva if he was there. However, he was not. Just thoughts. Thanks, boys.
Yeah, listen, speaking of Todd Licani, he said he did speak of the same thing, of just that there are the good players are too good and the shit players don't know how to play good and the good players don't know how to play shit. So it's like you're in a fucking rugby league pickle.
Well, they're lacking rugby league synergy, Tom.
Yep.
Which is, it's not where you want to be. And it explains why they've lost 5 on the trot and they're coming second last.
That's right. Okay, let's move on. Chili Bennett have his red rocket out all over me right now.
Tom, Eddie, and all the Shane Keith production crew. It's the Toronto Dribbler here. I'm currently on my way home from work, and I'm lost in thought, and I'm really struggling with something at the moment. It's really getting me down. I'm walking around today thinking about it, kicking stones, kicking the dirt. I need some help, boys. I need your opinions. Right. I really don't know how to spell. Oh. Help me out, boys. Oh.
You can't spell it.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not supposed to be written down.
No, it's not.
So, I don't.
Yeah, but I get it. He might want to try and convey it through the written language, but it's impossible.
No, it can't be.
It's actually probably only possible to be conveyed through hieroglyph, through an image.
You could use imagery. You could an emoji that's not yet been created could potentially get it across, but it can't be written down, and that's by design. Punters and dribblers, it's a feeling.
Yeah, it's a way of being.
It's a way of being.
Last one.
Hey boys, it's the Poo Wallet Dribbler here. Sure. So a couple of weeks ago, I was sort of ran out of podcasts and I hadn't listened to about even that week. So my phone just sort of fucking clicked through, put on last week's episode, and ever since then, I've just been listening to them the week later, because when you already have context of the weekend's games, you get to really experience how much of a dumb fuck Tom is. Some of the shit he says and the bets he puts on, it's so much fucking better when you're listening to it with full context of the weekend's
You
games.
didn't see any bets this weekend, brother.
Peace out.
Jeez, I hope he watches this next one. Fucking $18 dues on the Raiders. Stafford Tower into the Tigers. $5 on the Roosters. Now, the man is correct, though. My betting has been diabolical this year. So far, I'm down. And I'm down bad. Responsibly, of course, punters and dribbles, as we always do on about it.
Well, you've figured out what to do, which is to hitch your wagon to Edward Simpson.
Well, incorrect. Incorrect. Because $18 is $18, and that's close to one of the biggest bets of the year. Also, Stafford Tower into the Tigers is not an Edward Simpson bet. That's a Tom Birmingham bet. And then...
Okay, so we'll check the tapes, though.
Yeah, but I had it, and then I go, fuck. And why was that? Because we had the Stafford Tower situation on the weekend, which, who was at the coalface of that? This guy. I was handling the Stafford Tower. So fuck you. But credit to me, as always, I front up. I'm shit, and I know it. So fuck that guy, but he's also right,
You might get yourself to a hot seat.
Did I get it again?
You just keep following my triples, which just will not lose.
What was that one, the Raiders? Yeah, bro. Only 4 to go. That I am following you on. Trying to death ride you, but I am 100% following you. That's us, punters and dribbles. We're done.
Goodbye, my lovers.
Remember,
goodbye, my friend.
Bloke jerseys go on sale Tuesday, 22nd of April. Bloke.shop. That's where you get them. That's
not tomorrow night.
No, it's Tuesday, 22nd of April.
It's next Tuesday after the long weekend, Easter this weekend, and that.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
All that.
And all that. And
all day.
Tickets to our race day this weekend, they're on sale until Wednesday, Wednesday being the final day. Tickets include food and booze this Saturday. Round week members, trackside, going to be one of the fucking hottest days in town. So make smart decisions and snap those final tickets up.
Get it up. Yeah.
Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?